Hi everybody, welcome to Shy's art stream. We are live, I think. If everything on my end is right, then we are in fact live. So, hello! Today, that's pretty dope. That she has her logo on, like, painted on her thumbs. It's kinda cool. I like it. But today she's gonna be drawing a Skaven. I think she said it was a steampunk Skaven, and I didn't even know what the fuck a Skaven was until like yesterday. So anyway, we have MGlBlaze.
Hello, it's good to be here as usual. Because
it's good to have
somehow Shy and DK seem to like me. I don't know.
Yeah, you cool. And then special guest is the omni-famous Mogamu, who has his mic muted.
Wait, how did I get upgraded to Omni?
I don't know. You just were. You're just ever present in famous land.
Oh god. Hey everybody. What's up?
Nice. How have you been, Mogamu?
I've been feeling real Skaven.
I've been feeling real Skaven. I didn't realize that was a way I could feel.
Yeah, no, just like you, I had to look it up.
It is now.
Yeah, I've been doing pretty good. How about you guys?
Fantastic. Going on like an hour and a half of sleep. Don't give a fuck. Caffeinated. Let's do it.
What? Get some sleep.
Hi, DK and Mogamu. Not you, Blaze. Jeez.
Wow.
Love you too, Val. Thanks.
Holy shit. Chill out, man. Just going in there. But yeah, I think Shy is the only one of us that's like really into Warhammer. I never really got into it. I always thought their little figurines were kind of cool. But whenever I saw the figurines, I was like, that's way too much effort to paint. Bye. Okay,
so I have no nerd cred at all. What exactly? Because I know what Warhammer is, but just what is it? So I have no clue.
I think it's like sort of a tabletop like RTS deal, I think. And you get like these little figurines that you can kind of like do your whole, ditty with, but I was never really into it.
We're diddling now? Oh, hey kitty.
Yeah, this Lard Cat. She has a Lard Cat emote.
Lard Cat is in our life.
Whenever you see Lard Cat, if you're a subscriber, make sure you use the Lard Cat emotes. And if you're not, and if you can't use the Lard Cat emotes, I don't know if you knew this, but September was extended to October 18th. So you can get subscribers. You can subscribe for 50% off. You can get a T1. You can get a T1 for $2.50.
September.
Yes, that is exactly right.
Oh, yeah, also Val seems to have forgotten that I have mod privileges. Boop.
Ooh, damn.
Nah, I'm just joking. I'm gonna reverse that now.
Damn, you gave him 100,000 second time. You goddamn savage. Goddamn savage. Jesus.
So wait, I want to make sure I understand this right. You're saying that if someone wants to get a hold of the Lard Cat and spread it all over Twitch, they could do it for half the price?
They could do it for half the price. Or if perhaps you're sitting there being like, well, that's a good deal, but golly, I still just don't have the money for it. Technically, you could subscribe completely free using Twitch Prime. Start a free 30-day trial of Amazon Prime or Twitch Prime, and guess what? You get a free subscription. It's a free month of Shy.
Holy crap. That can't be true. I don't believe it.
God's honest truth, Mogamu.
Nah. Hard to believe. That's too good of a deal.
The shill is real. It's so real. I think this is the first time that Lard Cat is just pleasantly sitting there, not trying to actively ruin the drawing that she's doing.
Don't give them ideas.
You sound like commercials that are trying to scam you.
Captain
No.
Falcon Hooper, thank you for the host.
Yeah. But yeah, a part of me thought, like, when I first learned that she was doing a Skaven, a steampunk Skaven, I don't know about you guys, but I thought she was doing like a bird, because I've played a lot of Dauntless, and in Dauntless there's an owl bear thing that looks kind of like a bird, and it flies, and it's called a Scrave. So I was like, oh, she's doing like a bird, and it's gonna be like a bird from Plains of Eidolon, and yeah. But then everyone was like, no, it's a rat dude from Warhammer. I was like, what? What? I don't understand. But whatever. Cool. Let's do it. Ew, DK is here. I think I might go back to bed. You should. Go back to bed.
Bye.
Yeah. Part of me wanted to just ban him, though. Back to bed you go, Bob!
Let me help you out with that.
Just power overwhelming all over the place today.
All over the place. There's nothing quite like abusing power.
Sickening Mirror, thank you for subscribing.
Yes, indeed. So yeah, I don't have a ton of amazing Warhammer commentary for everybody, but that drawing looks sick as shit.
Oh yeah,
say
that's
that
good
much.
so far. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks sick.
Okay, I gotta Google Skaven. I gotta know. For
I
sure.
am. Every time Shai talks about, no, not talks about something Warhammer, but every time she like shows one of her figures or she gets like super into Warhammer, I always think I should get into it too because it looks cool. I don't know. None of the games look that interesting to me.
Well, obviously you need someone else to play them with because they're tabletop turn-based strategy things.
Well, they have like a bunch of PC games though.
Yeah.
Warhammer 40k Space Marine is quite good. I have it. It's pretty good, as I just said. I am repeating myself today as well, apparently.
That's okay. I do that on the daily. It's kind of like my thing, so don't worry.
Isn't
about it.
Space Marine like legit like third-person shooter or something though, or RTS? What is it?
It's a third-person shooter.
Ah,
Yeah, you're playing as one of the Space Marines.
Oh shit!
Possibly the best Ultramarine.
Is that the Faven PS, the Grax maker Faven PS in chat, who I met at TennoCon, and he's super chill, he's super awesome, and just getting to know him, I was like, man, I just want to buy all the Grax skins. Now I just want to buy all the Grax skins because that is one dapper son of a bitch. He's the only one in a suit. An expensive looking suit too. It wasn't like one of those cheap dinkly suits. It looked like it was like custom tailored and everything, and it was like, jeez.
definitely not something I would wear.
It's a video game convention, homie. Do you know what the people are coming looking like? And you gotta fucking throw that shit? Like, dude, come on.
Making us look bad. Don't come back next year.
I mean, damn. We already had insecurity issues about going out into the sunlight, and then you throw tailored suits at us? Fucking dick.
Hearthcake, thank you for subscribing with Twitch Prime. And Blood-Eye Rosalind would like me to remind all of you, or tell all of you, that we have a new command, ! Lardcat, to send out the hype for subscribers. For the new
Yay! Is that really a thing?
Yeah, it is now. Try it. Do it.
I gotta try that. Yay! It is a thing! Just you gotta be subscribed for it.
Non-subs can use it too. Anyone can use it.
Oh. See, I didn't really ever like doing commands like that, because then, like, if you can get the bot to do it, why would you subscribe?
You know, I'm definitely for the Lardcat hype, but I do want to point out that Kitties is progressively taking up a higher percentage of the screen per second.
Yeah, everything is cats now. I bet Rosalind is happy.
That's the other reason is it's a lot harder to spam it if you want to let subscribers do it. But,
Got it.
what do I know? But yeah. I don't remember what we were talking about. That's okay though. Drawing looks sick, Shy.
Yeah. I think we were talking about Skavens and third-person shooters and warhammers and space marines. I don't know where to start.
Oh, Faven. So the suit, I was meant to go to a wedding, had to cancel, then bought a new house, so all my stuff was in boxes, so just went with a pre-packaged suitcase for the travel. Oh, I thought you were just a tryhard. I was like, damn, like that is next level tryhard. If you're gonna throw a tailored fucking suit at a bunch of Warframe nerds that are meeting up live. But no, apparently he was supposed to go to a wedding and just rocked it. Well, it looked good. You looked suave as fuck, my friend. As a straight male who is completely confident in his sexuality, you look dapper as fuck, man.
Mm-hmm. I was definitely intimidated.
Ms. Flamingo 97, thank you for subscribing. Everybody get !Lordcat in the chat. That subscription.
I was surprised at his willingness to talk to me. I was like, refined people like this don't usually talk to people like me. What's going on right now?
It appears that the Lordcat command is now broken.
Not surprised.
Well, that was short-lived.
Like in real life, Lordcat has ruined everything again. Aw, Lordcat's adorable, though.
Exclamation point, cat lord, apparently.
Lordcat isn't even, like, fat. Like, that's not a fat cat. That is a average-sized cat.
Yeah, just super fuzzy.
Yeah.
He's big furred.
Like, my brother's cat is a lard cat because it is legitimately 20 pounds of cat. That's a lard cat. I bet Shy's cat is like maybe 10, maybe 11 pounds. But definitely, I would not call that a lard cat. I mean, it's probably the same size as her other cat, and her other cat is YawnCast. Well, probably because her other cat sleeps all the time, but still. You know. Norwegian forest cats are cool, though. Not my brother's. My brother's cat's a dick.
Oh, you said Mogamu disappeared. You guys can hear me, right?
Oh, never mind. There we go.
Yep, cat's ruining it. Yeah, Mogamu's right here.
Yeah.
He's going to be here for the stream.
That's a lard cat. Is DK a lard man? No? Hey, DK, is that a thick cat? No. I mean, it's not even thick levels. Like, it's a normal sized cat. Bobtail cats always kind of freak me out, though. Like, it's just like that tail should be longer.
Orange Aloe, thank you for subscribing.
Yeah.
Wait,
Appreciate it, Orange
is
Aloe.
Kitty born that way, or is the tail cut?
I think Kitty was born that way.
Yeah, it's a bobtail.
He's 9 pounds.
He's
See, I was
G-pounds.
close.
Oh my god.
He's G-pounds. But yeah, like I said, that's my my cat is 10 pounds, and it looked about the same weight, or it looked about the same size as a lard cat. So yeah. Wow, there's no tea today, Shy. You're just going for a straight up water. That's it.
Oh, I'm sure she'll bring out the tea later.
And then when she brings out the tea, I hope she dunks Lordcat in it. She's dunked everything else in that tea. I feel like Lordcat is the final progression of things to dunk in the tea.
I think you're gonna need a large glass there, sir.
That's okay. Just get it like a little kiddie pool full of tea and just dunk. That's mean. Oh, come on. Did you get any sleep, DK and Roz? I'd say a solid hour and a half, maybe 2 at most. Yeah.
Wait, why didn't you sleep last night?
Like I had every intention of going to sleep at a normal hour, and then I started playing Warframe with Slapstick while he was streaming, and then before I knew it, it was 3:30 in the morning. So, and I usually wake up like a half hour before the stream starts just to make sure like I'm set. So by the time I got to sleep, it was probably like 4-ish in the morning. So yeah, I just lost track of time while I was playing Warframe. And didn't go to bed at the right time. So, nothing super special about why I'm tired today. So
It's a regular occurrence.
Yeah. Let's talk Focus 2.0. What are your thoughts? So, Mogamu, which focus tree are you going for, and why is it Unairu?
You know what? Honestly, I didn't really watch the. I watched the whole primetime, but when the focus schools came up, I was kind of doing something else, so I'm not really that familiar with whatever they showed as far as choices.
You didn't see the Dev Workshop post where
No.
they kind of gave little details about all of the schools.
So they've actually showed what the nodes are going to be, like at release?
They
Not
showed
all
what
of
a
them, I
couple
think.
of the nodes were going to be. Like what the starter node is going to be, and like a little sort of side effect node, and then what's going to happen every time you go into like operator mode.
Oh my.
Yeah, so the passes are activated by just popping into the operator mode rather than
Yeah.
having to wait for sometimes a ridiculous amount of time to be able to activate them.
Yeah, and Unairu is kind of crazy because apparently when you pop operator, you will, if you void dash through an enemy, you will sunder their armor, give them a damage debuff, and make, I would assume, it says you can make your teammates invisible. So I would assume like with an Avara bubble type deal.
That's kind of cool.
Ooh.
Like, actually having utility to the operator mode in itself would be a big improvement.
Yeah.
So being able to void dash to remove armor, that sounds like a good idea.
And then the other one a lot of people are excited about is Vazarin, because if you void dash through one of your teammates, it just makes them invincible for a short time.
What?
I'm assuming just
you
a
just
couple
grant
of
them
seconds,
you grant them like iframes for like, they didn't say how long, it says a limited time,
I would expect just a couple of seconds, but
and
that's
it's
still
just
pretty
like,
cool.
yo.
Yeah.
Samanosuke K, thank you for subscribing 2 months in a row. Get exclamation point and LordCat in the chat for the sub hype.
Yep. And then it's like, and then Madurai actually is like about stealth now. Because Madurai's like, for as long as you stay cloaked, for every second you stay cloaked, your next attack gets like super duper ridiculously strong.
Oh,
So
I
they're kind of promoting you to stay in stealth, get all that damage up, and then just go pound the shit out of something.
There is also going to be a limited amount of overlap. Some nodes, when you unlock them in the main skill tree, you can unlock them for others as well. Just sort of off to the side, which is also cool.
I think they said you have to fully unlock one school, and then you can start making nodes from that school universal. I think you can pick 2 of them to make universal, and you can use it regardless of what focus school you're using.
Gotcha. Wow.
Yeah.
That actually sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Marek, thank you for the Twitch Prime subscription.
Yeah.
And yeah, it sounds like it's going to be good, but obviously I will reserve final judgment for when I actually get it in my own hands.
From what they talked about on the forum post, I mean, there's not really a bad focus school. I mean, they all have their uses. It's not like before where it's like, yeah, you know, Unairu, bleh, I'm just gonna go Naramon Zener. You could pretty much use any focus school you wanted, and you'd have a fairly solid sort of passive and operator thingamadoodle. So,
You know, I would love to see invincibility going into operator mode for like the first 3 seconds or something like that. Just so you know, to build a kind of like hopping in, hopping out kind of flow to the gameplay. That would be cool.
I think that is already there.
Wow.
Unless I'm completely wrong. I definitely remember seeing the invincibility marker over the health bar for the first couple of seconds popping out into the operator.
I gotta be honest, I so rarely go into operator mode that I don't even know.
I
Yeah, I
think
don't
it's too.
either.
Again, and that's why this goddamn rework is so desperately needed, because right now there's no reason to do it.
Leskovic, thank you for subscribing. And Roz would like to has asked us to help read out the rules for giveaways. So do you mind if I do that now?
Go for it.
Alright folks, listen up. Rules for glyph giveaways are simple as always. The giveaways will open for a single platform at a time. Pay attention to the command used to enter, as that will be the platform. When a winner is chosen at random, you only have a short while to contact me for your code, so that's BloodEyeRoz. If you do not respond or take too long, I have to re-roll the winner. Please pay attention.
Yeah. So when Roz starts the giveaway, if she calls your name and says, "Hey, you win," make sure you're ready to actually respond to her.
Note, being a subscriber or donor does not guarantee that you will get a glyph, and it will never guarantee that.
It only guarantees that you're awesome at half the price.
Yes.
Yeah. Half the price? What are you talking about? Is there some sort of deal where where for like an entire month all subscriptions are 50% off or something? Like a September type thing?
Yes, exactly that. Sorry,
Wonderful.
my sarcasm.
Sounds amazing. Your sarcasm meter, bro. I have that effect on people, I must say. I have that effect on people. But yeah, for anybody that was considering subbing to Shy, and you're like, wow, she has amazing art, and I love her sick YouTube channel. Oh, I wish I had her link. But the link to her channel is like some crazy number-letter combo. That could have been a double shill, but oh well. But yeah, you can get your subscriptions 50% off. So, DK, stop selling out. No one redeemed it. I legitimately have a stream store in my stream that lets people force me to sell out. And, Secretly, Lard Cat has a laptop over there. Yep. His little kitty laptop, yeah.
It's not even using it, it's just sitting on it for warmth, because cats do that.
Yeah. Question for DK, what happens if a giant cat emerges out of the water in the plains of Eidolon? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm gonna shoot it with my bow and arrow.
What, you gonna shoot Kitty?
Well, I mean, if a giant cat spews out of, like, the waters of the plains of Eidolon, I'm gonna use my Raktacernos and shoot it.
Monster.
And that's the end of that. I mean, I don't need it for travel. I already have an Arcwing. So, sorry. I mean, if it's just like a giant lard cat, like it's literally lard cat, then fine, it can roam around as it pleases. But if it's just random mutant cat,
You sound like a cat hater. I'm worried.
Sickening Mirror says to scan it for DNA.
Scan it for DNA. DK Gavatsu Crew Bros, neither. Jin. Use Jin. And pair it up with a Gazal Machete. Yep. I don't know if you all have a moment to talk about our Lord and Savior, the Gazal Machete, but,
it's pretty good, especially with that new Cyclone Kraken stance.
Even without it, it's pretty good.
Okay, so here's
It's okay without it, but the old stance is awful and garbage and terrible.
Here's the issue. I wasn't really playing Warframe when it came out.
It's okay. It's just it's kind of a status monster. So you just put condition overload on it, and then it just goes fucking crazy.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, condition overload is just crazy on its own.
And then
anyway.
with Jin, it's like every kill with the Gazal Machete. Jin will grant you bonus corrosive damage. So you don't even have to mod for corrosive damage, and it basically just gives it to you for free. And that's another status that you get for it. So, yeah. With my Jin and the Gazal Machete, the only thing I can't proc is Blast. Everything else I can proc with basically 100% guaranteed status.
Oh,
and it's
okay.
fucking nuts.
I actually had to look this up because I felt like it worked slightly differently. Every enemy killed will add potential corrosive damage to Jin's Radial Corrosive Blast, and every consecutive cast of Jin's Fatal Attraction will give the Gazal Machete the corrosive damage.
Ah, cool.
So it's an interaction as opposed to just single like that.
Yeah. So when its status builds become better than crit, once they make condition overload.
because condition overload is insane.
Yeah, that kind of tipped the scales in favor of. Well, I don't know if it tipped the scales, but it made status just as, if not more, viable.
The ground in favor of status.
Yeah,
I think enemies have to be fairly low level to make crit the clear way to go.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because the whole thing with condition overload is, the enemy has to survive long enough to get the procs on it, and then you get all that extra damage. So if it's like, a level 20 Grineer, crit's going to beat out status because, status is going to take a while because status is kind of dependent on the fact that it didn't die.
Honestly, a level 20 Grineer, you're going to one-shot it with a Skana.
That's fair enough. You're going to pretty much destroy it with everything anyway, but yeah.
Yeah.
Can't wait to get that free Soma Prime. Oh, does it start tomorrow? Is tomorrow the new Twitch Prime with Prime? Where it's the Soma Prime and the Sindo? Because that's gonna go crazier than Frost Prime, I think.
Hasn't the Soma been gone for a while? I haven't kept track of that.
Yeah, it's been vaulted for a little bit. It got vaulted with Nova Prime, right?
I believe so, yes. I mean, the Soma Prime is good. I don't think it hasn't really retained its shine as it used to, but it's still good. The Sindo Prime is way too slow for me, but some people like a giant axe.
Yeah, well, Sindo Prime, you can go crit and just take care of it with Berserker, I think, right?
Yeah, but it's still a bit slow to get started up.
But I mean, if Frost Prime, who is really not a big upgrade over Frost, if that can go as crazy as it did when Prime with Prime came out, then weapons that are actually really good and are going to be really good for like a new player or something, I think it's going to go a lot better than the Frost Prime one did.
That's a fair point.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. Because the Soma Prime is still really good.
So
and it's not really difficult to make it really good. Like, you don't need a ton of crazy mods to make the Soma Prime good, so yeah.
Can we just finish it?
Yeah. I've been hanging out with Slapstick too much, so I've just been
K7F. It kinda sucks that there is a pay money get vaulted stuff with Twitch Prime now. Even Prime access was limited to unvaulted items. I mean, you're not really paying much money, and you're getting it along with Amazon Prime, so if you're using Amazon, it's kind of free.
Yeah, if you were already using Amazon Prime, it's just kind of a sort of a free little thing that you can get, but and
I don't really consider it a huge deal because you can still trade for it in-game.
Yeah, it's not available.
Yeah, it's not only for, that's not the only way you can get it. You can still get it in-game, and I saw that gonna happen. But yeah. And, like Mafney said, you can just get a free 30-day trial, use your Twitch Prime on that, get it for free, and then never use Amazon Prime again.
Or you can get Amazon Prime and subscribe to Quiet every month.
Oh, so what you're saying is Amazon Prime, you can get Twitch Prime, and then you can get those Prime with Prime things and get a free subscription and use it on someone like Shy?
I was kind of saying that. I think that's what I was saying.
Wow, so glad I inferred that.
Yeah.
So glad I could infer that and make sure I had that proper. Glad to hear it. Thanks for the info, Mogamu.
No problem. I'll remind you later.
You're not just famous, you're also smart.
And Soren200, thank you for subscribing. Get some exclamation point Lordcat in the chat for hype.
I think somebody said we need a exclamation yawn DK emote for every time I don't get enough sleep. Do you understand how often...
You mean every time?
Every time you heard my voice, you would just spam that. If it was like, whenever DK doesn't get enough sleep, spam the emote.
I'm curious. All right.
Ryan will keep using Stomp.
How long do you guys typically, and Quiet included, how long do you guys typically invest in making your videos? Like, how much time do you think you spend on that?
Most of my time is spent on I'm gonna say most of my time is probably spent rendering and actually playing. Because I mean, generally, I don't do a lot of editing, so my videos end up being a little bit just straight up longer than most people's, but I don't have to edit them, and they take a long time to render. Whereas I think with a lot of other people, they're like, okay, I'm going to edit this clip together, this clip together, this clip, this clip, this clip. So while the render and all that won't take them too long, the process of them editing and putting it together and getting all the clips they want right is it kind of balances out. But yeah, for me, it's just kind of, it's more the render and edit times. It takes a while. So all in all, I'd say I take anywhere from 4 to 5 hours of video.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
I have no idea what mine would be. Obviously, it's been a while since I've last made a video, unfortunately, because reasons. Let me think. Many hours of gameplay and leveling stuff up and actually collecting the video. It takes me a couple of hours to get myself to record audio and audio processing. Several hours for editing, usually, because I need to put things together and I try to segue things in ways that make sense. It gets more involved depending on if there are added cutaways or added graphics or I want to add in. I'm probably overestimating a little bit, but I'm gonna say maybe 16 hours for a video over a couple of days or a week.
Interesting.
Shai said, generally, it takes me 4 to 6 hours to make a 1-minute video, recording
Footage.
Editing, scripting.
Footage.
Oh yeah, it takes me like an hour to write out the script as well. So there's another bit of it. There's another added bit of time.
I could have sworn that G was a P. I was like, foot tape? What? No, footage, you idiot.
Foliage. Shy's
I was gonna say foolage. Foolage? Yeah. How long does it typically take you to make a video? Mogamu.
It wildly varies. Sometimes, if it's something I don't quite have a grasp on, I'll go and like make notes about it, and that's like most of my time is like figuring out what I want to talk about and what about it I want to talk about.
Yeah.
And then the actual like production of the video doesn't take more than about 2 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just so reactionary when I deal with like a weapon. Because, like, there are so many people out there that just know so much more about, like, you know, builds and stuff, that I'm just like, I don't know how much I could really contribute to, like, the build talk or anything, but at least I can show people what I think about it, and maybe that helps them decide if they want to buy it and do something crazy with it, but, yeah. I usually don't go too crazy into, like, build mechanics and stuff.
Are builds really that big of a deal anymore, though?
No.
It depends. Usually, no. It can vary from person to person quite wildly.
Yeah.
I mean, these days I feel like unless you have some sort of crazy build that nobody's ever seen, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Boxtrot Boy, thank you for subscribing.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Nice.
It was just a minute ago, I think.
Nice. You can use that. Lard Cat emote now.
Toxic Wasted. The VHS video took about 3.5 hours, but most of that was spent trying to figure out the filter. Googling the filter.
Trying to get the right aesthetic.
Aesthetic. No, I agree on the builds. Yeah.
Just enter the meme build market, yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like once you see the base stats of the weapon, you know the build. It's like, oh, it's a status weapon. Well, here's what you do with status weapons. It's a crit build. Here's what you do with crit weapons. There's not a whole lot of room for variation.
Unless the weapon has very specific mechanics that work with it, or if there are certain ways you would want to build it that might not make immediate sense. For example, the lens, it fires slowly, so most people would want to add on fire rate, but I haven't bothered with that. But then again, it all varies from person to person.
Yeah.
And then aren't people doing like the Zephyr thing with the, not the lens, what's the other, the Arcoplasmor. Like that's specific, right?
I actually hadn't heard of that, honestly.
Zephyr is good with any projectile weapon, honestly.
Yeah.
Like the Sonic Ore is another example of something that was a lot older.
Yeah. Oh, that Arca bundle was really good.
Ziz Chris, thank you for subscribing.
Like, that Arca bundle was just like, there wasn't a bad thing in it.
It truly was. That I actually tweeted out, and I was hoping DE would see that. It's like, okay, this is how you release weapons. Like, that's amazing. That was well done.
That was. I mean, even the fashion frame was nice for it too. Like, it was all good. Like, there was no missteps with those weapons, and they're
included
all
armor was pretty cool.
Interesting. Like, they're all unique. They all have a little side gimmick. It's not a useless side gimmick. It's one that I would actually want to use on like all of them, and it's like, more of this, please.
Oh yeah,
please,
the
more of this.
Arca-Titron is probably the most boring one of them, and that's saying something because the Arca-Titron is still very interesting.
It's the most boring one, and it's the best hammer in the goddamn game.
Yeah, it has the biggest slam radius of all of them once it charges up, and it has massive slam damage, and it synergizes with Wukong's Iron Vault, I think it is.
And slam capacitor is amazing.
Just smash everything.
Mm-hmm. And the Arca Cisco is better than most normal sniper rifles. Which
is kind of sad. Although it is, the Arca Cisco is actually having its mechanics transplanted onto other sniper rifles with the arrival of Plains of Eidolon, or Hills of Idola, if you would prefer.
Yeah, the Hills of Idola.
Whatever could that mean if you break the first letters of the word down? I don't know.
It's hoe, because there's a lot of gardening and farming in
Got
Plains. Yeah.
Sarah Sang, thank you for subscribing for 2 months in a row.
Hey, that's one of my mods.
You know, I actually, I was trying to say go or throw or something in a video recently, and I accidentally said ho, and I don't think anyone caught it. And I spliced in like a frame of Shy's video, and I don't think anyone caught it.
I didn't. Until you just said that, I didn't know about it.
It's like so fast. It's really easy. I was hoping someone would catch it, but they didn't catch it.
Yeah, this is why you're so famous.
Oh God! Can you?
This is why you're so famous, man.
My mailman would argue otherwise. He has no clue who I am. So
you say that, but I bet you when your mailman stops, he's like, "Mogamu, great video. Here's your mail." Just really well done, Mogamu. Here's your mail. You got a package.
Kimi Aoi, it's... I don't think it's necessarily Total War, it's just Warhammer. The fantasy Warhammer.
Yeah. TennoCon is always amusing with Mogamu, because I always threaten to tell everybody how famous he is. And in front of everybody at TennoCon, I'm like, Mogamu, what if in front of all these people I was just like, oh my god, it's Mogamu! So famous! And he's like, don't you dare. Don't you even dare. As we're walking past the line of people that are signed up just to go to TennoCon.
I'm sure most of them would have just recognized Mogamu anyway.
Thank you. Okay, Blaze is right, because first of all, the melanin count gives it away, right? So it's like,
I suppose
they've got about 5 choices to choose from anyway. No, man, that's you're a jerk. You're a bully.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. I'm not gonna try and defend that, but yeah, sure. I didn't actually do it. If I actually did it, then I would be a jerk and a bully. I think just joking about it though doesn't quite put me into jerk status.
Is that Mogamu? Wow, I've never heard of him.
I just have bad ideas that shouldn't be enacted. And I know better. And at least, if I had still gone, oh shit, it's Mogamu, then sure, jerk, dick, I'll go for it. But at least I didn't do it, right?
So everybody's talking shit about DK now.
That's okay. Everybody always talks shit about me. It's whatever.
Meme Sage is in chat, by the way. Hey, Meme Sage.
Hey, hello. Meme Sage. I was briefly talking to him on Slapstick stream. But Roz is just mad because Shy didn't gift her a Kraken. But she gifted me 8 of them.
For anyone who didn't see, by the way, Slapstick said hello.
Hi, Slapstick.
I missed him.
I missed it too. But yeah, those thumbnails are really good, Shy.
Har har.
With the that should be your next thumbnail, by the way, is your thumbnails with your logo on them. And then you can. Sure. That's. I feel like that is the next progression for shit posting. Actual thumbnails as the thumbnail. Tell me, DK, who are the Patriots? A team in the NFL nobody but bandwagoners like.
I thought it was a Metal Gear thing.
Oh.
That's all I know about the Patriots.
See, I never played much Metal Gear.
Neither have I.
I played a little bit of... I don't remember which one it was, but I didn't like it because they were like, yeah, be stealthy. You can kill stuff if you want, but be stealthy. And I was like, nah.
I think the problem with Metal Gear for me is just, like, the story has just become too weird.
Yeah, a lot of people complain about that, or that's at least a complaint I've heard of, because the story is kind of impenetrable. Although it's gotten really, really dumb now because hashtag fuck Konami.
Let's all be honest with ourselves. Metal Gear Rising Revengeance is the best Metal Gear.
Rules of nature!
Nanomachines, son.
I used to play college ball, you know. Could have gone pro if I hadn't joined the Navy.
Is that really in the game?
Yeah, it is. That's the last
Jesus.
That's the conversation the last boss has with you right before the last fight.
And then he kicks Raiden and punts him across the screen and a crowd cheers. Like, literally, there is a sound spliced in of the crowd cheering in the game. It's actually in the game. I need to finish it because Metal Gear Rising Revengeance is so good, but I've just not gotten around to it.
Like, it's just good on every account. It looks good, it plays well, the soundtrack is amazing. I mean...
Isn't it a decent PC port as well?
Yes, actually.
I have no idea. I never played it on PC. I played it on PS3/4, whichever one it was on.
The PC port is actually quite serviceable.
Nice.
And it's
Senator Armstrong, 100% Merkin. Yep. PC port is great. Cool. I feel like I interrupted something. Yeah, that fur turned out really, really nice.
Looks super good.
Yeah, especially like if she's gonna highlight all the fur like that, it's gonna really pop.
Yeah, especially the darkening under that arm that she's doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
Looks really
I'm interested
nice.
to see how she colors like the armor and everything. Because like she has crazy shading, so I'm looking forward to how she actually shades the armor and what part she makes shiny, if she makes any part shiny, or yeah.
Shading metal is
polders anyway, because it doesn't look like he's wearing like chainmail or anything.
Those? I think those would. I'm not sure if those are technically spotters or pauldrons. I think they're spotters. But metal is a method of shading I'm still trying to figure out. I kind of tried to do it with that Worm Prime image I drew, but I'm still not very good at it. It doesn't help that I'm out of practice, I'm sure.
Shy has that kind of classic Marvel metal shading.
Yeah.
Stida asked you guys, after all the buffs that snipers are getting, which one is going to be the first one you bring to the hills? The hills. That's what you did there.
Volcar Wraith. For sure.
It was also going to be the Volcar Wraith for me because I actually have a Riven that is plus crit chance, possible. I think it's plus damage as well and plus zoom and minus status duration. So that would be perfect for the Hills of Eidolon. But I might also decide to bring in the Rubico instead because the Rubico's zoom is now reasonable.
Okay, I want to point out, someone asked me this question before with a few other YouTubers, and I said Volcar, and I caught hell for it. I'm just going to say thank you to you two.
Why? Why did you catch hell for it?
I don't know. I think...
Because people are fucking retarded, that's why.
Just right to the point.
I think...
No slack. Just...
Pretty much.
I don't know if it's the impact damage that scares people or maybe the reload speed, but those are not problems. Like, the gun is solid.
I think people just really like the Vectis Prime.
That maybe, yeah.
Because even Shy is like a big fan of the Volcar. Like, it's one of her favorite snipers. It's one of her favorite guns, period. It's like one of those things that we actually have in common, so I always remember it. But yeah, I was really like the Volcar. I always liked having those extra shots in the shell, or not in the shell, in the clip, and I like the zoom in bonus damage. And with the buffs, on the third zoom in, it gets 70% extra headshot damage. That's a lot of extra head damage.
Yeah, seriously. Shy asked, is Volclock getting buffed as well? I don't believe so. I think it's just the primary weapons, not the Sentinel weapons are not getting touched.
Well, if the forum post was anything to go on, then no, it's not. It's just the primaries.
And it's a skill shot too that may not be extended to
they're gearing snipers more to be like, okay, you guys got to get those headshots if you want that extra damage. You're not gonna get it just for scoping in anymore. You actually need to get the headshot. But you're gonna get a shitload of extra damage for getting that headshot. You're gonna get a lot more than you would have before. So
my only main issue is the fact that enemies tend to move around in random and unpredictable ways that don't always make sense.
Thank you.
They suddenly change direction all the time, and it always throws me off when I'm trying to aim more precisely.
I dedicated like 20 minutes of that to a stream the other day. And I actually showed people, like, enemies in Warframe are very indecisive. And it's like they make decisions on the fly.
That, and they have no physical momentum. They will just turn on a dime.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah.
Warframe enemies do move in mysterious ways.
Mm-hmm. Well done on that. Yeah.
You gotta be old to get that reference. You gotta be into some old school music to get that one.
It's alright. It's alright.
Yep.
Alright.
I mean,
I'm glad Blaze gets it, at least.
I don't know much of the song, but I've definitely heard it a bunch.
I mean, I was going to go with Round and Round We Go, but that doesn't have the classical sense that you guys' musical taste has.
In the classical sense, oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
There's a part of me that's just like, when it's like I'm listening to like a classical music station, and there's like a rock song that comes on from like when I was a kid. I'm like, what? This isn't that old. And people are like, yeah, it's like 20 years old. I'm like, oh no. Oh no.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That's
No.
happening.
No.
Time to feel like an old man.
There are songs I remember that came out and are on classicals radio stations now. No.
Welcome to being in your mid to late 20s.
No, I don't wanna. Turn back time.
It's too late.
Speaking of Volcar, I have the best double-edged sword Volcar Riven ever.
Oh?
My Riven gives me over 300% extra damage, but it's minus like 30% reload.
Ooh. That's oh, hey,
so I have to wait. It's still worth it. I have to wait like 5 minutes to reload that fucking thing, but god damn, will it blow your brains out.
Let me be every YouTube comment ever. Just use Chroma.
Yeah. Yep. Lard Cat getting in the way again.
We're up to 50% screen space.
Yep. He's taking over. He's taking. Oh, jeez. Easy, Shy. Easy. I have to call PETA if this gets any rougher. Jeez. Can the melee weapon Gram be good for... Oh, yeah. The Gram is significantly underrated. The Gram can actually be really, really good.
As far as I remember, it is a slightly strictly worse Galatine, but it's still good.
Yeah. There are better weapons, for sure, but it's not like the Gram is unusable for, 100 plus stuff.
It does have aesthetic points in its favor, like that pretty cool plasma edge, and it can look like the Transistor from Transistor.
It sure can, and that's always a good reason. Fashion Frame is always a good reason to use something.
Fashion Frame is the true end game.
Or a good reason to not use something as well.
I think we should have to pay silver for every color in the palette. What do you guys think?
We should have to pay silver? Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yep. For every palette. Yeah, and we should only be able to use that palette once.
Yeah.
And
so
it should be consumable.
Oh, I see. It took me a while to realize what you were talking about.
Yeah.
As soon as you said silver, I was like, wait,
thanks,
that's
Destiny.
I was like, silver, our currency is platinum. Oh, that's what. Oh, it dawned on me a little too late.
Hey guys, how do you feel about microtransactions in a $60 to $80 game with a season pass and single-use cosmetic items?
I hate it, but in fairness to Destiny, I don't know if we can call it fair, but you don't actually have to spend that silver to get those cosmetic items.
It shouldn't be in the game at all.
It shouldn't. But if you just straight up level past level 20, you will get engrams that have that, fashion frame stuff in it. So
I
at least
heard
you don't.
That after a certain point, that takes a completely stupid amount of time. But
Oh, I don't know.
See, and that's exactly it right there.
Yeah.
Also,
But,
the microtransactions
at least
there at all is tempting you to buy them, which has no
Playing-
place in a $60 game.
I am just playing devil's advocate, but at least you don't have to, quote unquote, air quote, you don't have to buy them. You could get all that stuff by grinding. Although, again, in a $60 game, it's kind of hard to defend that.
It's impossible to defend it if you ask me.
Okay, I'm gonna try though. Again, devil's advocate.
Oh boy.
I'm actually I'm okay. This is gonna be rough. I'm okay with the idea, the general idea that it's possible to do microtransactions in a $60 game the right way. And that idea is you're dealing with two different people, right? You're dealing with one person who wants their gameplay extended, and you're dealing with another person who wants to just get past the extended gameplay. And I think if developers can get into that sweet spot of those two people being happy, which is tough, then I think it's fine, right? And an example of that is, okay, so for instance, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds costs about $30, and they've got the crates where cosmetics drop out of them. The issue for me is that it's not that they had the keys to buy into those crates. It's the fact that if you're just playing the game and getting the crates, it feels bad, right? And if just playing the game and getting it felt great, I would be okay with people wanting to pay to skip that, because I personally don't want to skip that. I want to play the game and unlock it. And if it feels good for me to play and unlock it, and it feels good and fair, and it feels good to the person who's paying to skip that because they don't want to do that, then I feel like we're kind of in a happy place. But that's not easy.
Yeah, that is really not easy.
Yeah,
it also very
that's a tough
easily
sweet spot to get.
Yeah,
and it's super easy to like try and do that, and then it ends up like, whoops, no.
Yeah.
The balance is fucked. Or there is also the point that has been brought up before that I've heard, and I think it's a very good point, that trying to do that often carries the implication that the game may not be worth playing, which is not a good thing. Because if you're making the argument, oh, well, you can just pay the money to skip the content and get right to whatever, then, well, why is the content there? Is it just not worth playing?
Well, I think, yeah, you're absolutely right. And that's the wrong way to do it. To put it in that type of, if you're skipping content, if you're paying to skip content, it's wrong. But kind of like, okay, so Overwatch, right? So the content is the game itself. It's like the team play, the competitiveness of it, the abilities. I think that's the content. Where they've done well is the loot boxes themselves kind of feel like it's right on the edge of the content, you know? So it's still, for me, Overwatch, even though I don't play it anymore, it still felt good to unlock things as I was playing. Like I said, it's a thin line that probably 1 in a million developers will ever get right.
Yeah.
Overwatch also has its own issues, namely loot boxes, because you don't get to pay money to actually get the things you want. No, you have to go through random chance and gambling, and you probably get duplicates you don't want. or a bunch of shit you don't want. So you're paying even more money until you get the thing you want, and that's terrible.
It is, as Jim Sterling says, baby's first casino. I agree with you there.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep. That's what I really like about Warframe.
Thank God for Jim.
If you're paying in Warframe, chances are you know exactly what you're gonna get, and there's no real there's no question about what your platinum's going towards or what you're looking to buy. So
they do have those dragon mod packs, which everyone agrees is a bad deal because you can just trade for it, but most of the time you can buy the weapon, you're getting the weapon, you're getting the armor, you're getting the whatever, and it's free to play, and generally it's a very good business model.
Destiny 2 is so painfully average. That's kind of what I've heard on every review. It's just like, I guess it's okay. It's a decent game, but it is a failure and a half as a sequel.
It does not appeal to people who are not fans of Destiny. I may be overreaching with that statement, but that's how I feel about it.
That's what like a lot of reviews have said. Like, if you like Destiny, you're not going to have a problem with Destiny 2, but if you're just trying to get into Destiny with Destiny 2, chances are you're not going to be satisfied in the slightest bit. Because it's just so painfully average and so much like Destiny 1 that unless you're a fan of the series, this is going to look stupid.
And people who were fans of the series have actually grown burned out because it was so average. So that might not even apply entirely.
Yeah.
I really like that modeled fur pattern.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting the gray. I was a little surprised when she started, putting in the gray, but once she added in the sort of like brown coloring, it came together, and I was like, I get it now.
It's almost like the light is. Have you ever seen like hair changes color in the light?
Oh yeah,
yes. Yeah, it gives me that effect.
Chai has crazy shading. Like whenever she shades something, everything gets changed. It's crazy.
2 new subscribers, Vlad PW125 and SaberDude224. Thank you. And I think we had one earlier. Let's see. Corsaid. Thank you for the subscription.
Subtrain.
Sorry about that.
Destiny is not an MMO.
It isn't. It's a third-person shooter with a few. It's kind of like trying to call Warframe. It's like trying to call Warframe an MMO. It's not. It has some social areas, but generally you're just going with a group into areas.
Yeah, I think Destiny is shared world, even though Warframe is not gonna, because shared world shooter is different from MMO. But Warframe wouldn't enter into that until Plains was kind of opened up as a big lobby, which it won't be.
I was gonna say it's really hard to compare Destiny and Warframe right now because they're kind of sort of two different beasts. As much as people like to compare them, until Plains of Eidolon comes out, they're really kind of two different beasts in the shooter world.
There are definitely things that can be compared.
Oh sure, there are similarities, but like saying like, oh, Warframe succeeds as a shooter more than Destiny does is like, well,
they do play.
They're different things. Like, yeah.
You can definitely compare their business models, though.
Oh sure.
Really? I guess. What do you mean?
I think the only game that I know of that can excuse microtransactions in an otherwise paid game would probably be Guild Wars 2, because it is actually an MMO without a subscription fee. So in fact, the base game is actually free to play now. It's only just Heart of Thorns and the new expansion that you need to pay for, and presumably Heart of Thorns is going to move into free to play at some point as well. Not only that, but you're generally buying the cosmetics you actually want. Again, the color palettes are usually randomized, but the other cosmetic pieces are not. And
so, I don't know if DK knows this, but his light is on, but I can't hear him.
Oh, that's because my light is always on, just because my mic is weird and it's like not sensitive enough when I don't talk, I guess. So sometimes it'll just mute itself. So my light is always on, even if I'm not talking.
Okay.
Fair enough. But yeah, basically Guild Wars 2 actually has a legitimate argument regarding paying for the servers, because it is an MMO, and also it doesn't really use loot boxes except for colors, And even then, you can trade colors between players, and you can even use in-game gold to buy the premium currency.
Yeah. I never got into Guild Wars 2. I played it a little bit, but I just didn't have the time to invest in like another big MMO. And
That's how I feel about most PvE. Yeah,
That's fair enough.
So
I tried to get into Final Fantasy 15, 14. Which one is the MMO? I think it's 14.
14, yes.
14.
Yeah, and I was just like, I just don't have the time for it. I want to play it, but it's just like I don't have the time for an MMO, like a big, expansive MMO that needs lots of grind. I'm just like, I don't have time for that shit. Like, between streaming and YouTube and shit, there's no way.
Your time is used. That's understandable.
Yeah. So.
Fashion Frame is pay to win. I agree.
Technically speaking, you could fashion frame, get all the fashion frame stuff, well, except Prime accessories, and you technically wouldn't have to pay. You could technically go farming in Fisher missions, get Prime stuff, sell that Prime stuff for Platinum, and use that Platinum to buy cosmetics.
Or do Vault. Or do
What else would you spend it on?
What else would you spend it on? I know, right? Platinum is only for cosmetics. Yeah, technically you can do all of that by being a free-to-play player.
Well, slots, if you're new.
Oh yeah, if you're new, definitely spend that, use that first Platinum on weapon and Warframe slots, or Warframe slots. Yeah. But you could technically fashion frame and not actually have to spend any money on it.
It'd take you a while, but you can do it.
It certainly would take you a while, yeah. But... Or you could just watch like the dev streams and get lucky and hit the jackpot.
I'm still working on that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's something like a 1 in 10,000 something chance.
I think I've seen my name on the ticker once.
I believe I believe
In the
I
little
may have
scroll
also...
thing.
Yeah, I've
think
seen
I've-
that once.
Yeah,
I've
same.
seen my name pass by once. That's how fucking rare that is.
I was about 2 ticks away from winning, I think, that one time. And I think you could almost see, like, either Rebecca or Megan kind of sweating, like, what?
Yeah.
But,
Now,
it kept ticking.
here's the question though, because I've thought about this. As a content creator, as someone in day one access with DE, if you won the Platinum, what would you do with it?
100% reroll. Just reroll it. I'm not keeping it.
I thought about it. I was like, yeah, I do the same thing. I would just send a message and be like, nah, reroll that. There's no way you're giving that to me. I would either do that, or if they're like, no, keep it, I'd be like, okay, fine, but I'm giving it away. Like,
You
I'm not
can't.
keeping it for myself. Oh,
You-
that's
you
right, because
can't.
they put it
It's
right
not
into your
tradable.
account, don't they? Yeah.
It's not
not
tradable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I would 100% have the reroll it and give it to somebody else. So.
Yeah. It will be a lot of work gifting things from the market that way.
I wonder if the armor plating is going to be a brass or copper look to it, or bronze. I wonder if that would contrast nicely with that blue cloth that she's put on there.
I would
suppose we'll
assume
see.
that since it's a Skaven, and it looks like it's kind of like, you know, a low tier type of person, it's probably going to be a copper color. Because I would assume that a Skaven couldn't afford, like, proper metal, proper, like, you know, high-class, sturdy metal, so it's probably going to be like a...
You mean steel?
Yes, bronze. Steel,
But you
yes,
know-
that's the word I was looking for.
Well, I suppose we'll see, because it is meant to be steampunk, and when I hear steampunk, I imagine brass and copper, but it could vary.
That's a good point. It is also steampunk, and steampunk typically doesn't have a lot of, like, you know, bright, shiny steels. It is more that sort of copper, bronze color.
But you know what?
It can be shiny bronze or copper or brass, but
But you know what a Skaven can afford?
Oh, here comes a pun. Let's hear it.
No, a Skaven
Oh.
can afford half off during September. Come on.
Oh,
man.
it was a shill! I was
It
waiting
was a
for
shill.
pun, and it was a shill. Son of a bitch.
sell out,
Yeah.
boys.
That's right. Even a Skaven could afford subscriptions this month since they're 50% off. That's, yeah, good one. I approve. I
And
approve.
while you're doing that, why don't you use that 50% off subscription to subscribe to Shy, the channel you are watching right now. She does a lot of cool art and occasionally streams games as well.
And Lardcat emote. It's adorable.
Prototry, thank you for subscribing. There's a subscriber already. Get on there.
Do you need any other reason than the fact that you can do... Hang on. This is going to be a wall of Lord Cat. Hold on.
Is Lord Shy sufficiently happy with our shilling? Or do we need to tone it up? Okay, we'll tone it up.
You
Sorry,
can do
Lord Shy.
that. I mean, why wouldn't you? When you can do that, how many lines of Lord Cat is that?
Subscribe now. Subscribe now. Subscribe now.
Do it now. Do it now. It's so cheap. Do it now. Yeah. So.
Wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man.
Like a nerd on homecoming. What's the thing from the Jim Sterling video? Like a sweaty nerd on homecoming day? No, not homecoming.
No, it was like an anime fan on prom night.
Yes.
Oh, your marketing is bad, and you should feel bad. Oh, what's that? Your game is also bad?
Subscribing. Oh, shit.
Your marketing is bad, your game is bad, your Kickstarter rewards are bad. Oh my god, that game was such a fucking dumpster fire.
What game was this? I forget.
Oh shit, what was that? I don't even remember what it was called.
It was the platformer. Wasn't it?
It was supposed to be the rebirth of Mega Man.
Oh,
by what's his face by KG. Oh, Mighty Number 9.
That was terrible. It got everything wrong.
Yeah. Even the rewards that you got for backing them were wrong. Because like you were supposed to get, if you were a certain tier, you were supposed to get a retro box, whether it was Super Famicom or I think it was an NES box. And
I remember this now. Go ahead.
People were expecting to get the box and the retro instruction case. And so they got it, and you actually have to assemble the box yourself, which, admittedly, is not that big of a deal. Not the problem is, if you got the Super Famicom one, the instructions didn't actually fit in the box. They made the instructions so wide that it would only fit in the NES retro box. If you got the Super Famicom one, you were shit out of luck.
Basically, they measured also the instructions themselves. They made the measures wrong, so the width of the instruction manual was the same as the outer width of the box, so it wouldn't actually fit inside the box.
The other problem was that it was supposed to be a full-color instruction manual.
I didn't hear about
text.
this one.
It was only purple text.
Everything
was purple. And it was just like, whoo-wee.
Winter Cat, thank you for subscribing.
That's one way to never get people to buy into your shit. And then the crazy thing is, while he was Kickstartering Mighty Number 9 and this big dumpster fire was happening, he started a Kickstarter for a different game altogether. It was called like Red... It's like Red Rogue or something like that.
I haven't heard of this one.
And he was trying to shill that out. And when it didn't get enough Kickstarter people... Red Ash is what it was called. When it didn't get enough Kickstarter people, a company, I think it was a third-party game company from China, bought out the Kickstarter so that he could make it anyway. And it was just like,
which is something I don't agree with. Like companies, they're already making it
up before you bury any semblance of respect people had for your career. Like, holy shit. Anyway, but yeah, that shading turned out really nice on the cloth. Like,
that looks really nice.
Damn.
Very shadowy, and I'm assuming there's dirt and grime in there as well, because we're dealing with a Skaven.
Yeah, because it's a fucking rat.
Possibly, anyway.
Are these markers?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh. I mean, I'm assuming they're specific art pens, but yeah. I believe they're double-sided, so one end is kind of thick. And thick, and one end is super duper fine, depending on the job.
Ooh, thick and fine. All right, got it.
Thick and fine. Mm-hmm.
Also, Mighty Number 9 was such a train wreck that I can't remember who it was, but they made a huge video series on Mighty Number 9. What the hell went wrong? Where they dive into every little bit of minutia on why all of the design decisions were garbage.
Yeah. And the game just ended up looking like shit too.
Oh, it looks so bad.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't even differentiate background elements properly. Basically Mighty Number 9 was one of the high-profile Kickstarter failures.
Oh yeah, when people talk about Kickstarter failures, Mighty Number 9
is right up there.
Mighty Number 9, yep. And I wanted it to do well too, because I was like, oh yeah, I want Mega Man to be reborn. If this does well, like, oh man, that's gonna be great. Nope. Mega Man is dead.
Best way to play Mega Man Reborn is to... I don't know if it's released on the newer consoles, but Mega Man 9. It was released on the Wii Virtual Console and that sort of generation of games, and it was actually really good.
Although I believe on Steam there is like a Mega Man Legacy, where it's like all the old school games that are actually good. So,
I think you're right.
yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think there's a collection 1 and 2. The first one is like 1 through 9, and then the second one is like Mega Man and Base. No, wait, that might be... I don't remember. I don't remember what's in each of the collections. But, yeah.
Mega Man Legacy.
Yeah. I want to order extra thick plat bundle. Well, you can. Just get Prime Access. Would you marry Shy? If so, 2 million innocent people will die. Well, I hope you're not 1 in 2 million, buddy, because I would absolutely marry Shy for that exchange.
Blood Eye Rosalind just sent me a message with a shout-out. You guys should check out 20XX. It's everything Mighty Number 9 should have been. Jim Sterling loved it.
Yeah, 20XX is great. If you want a game that kind of sort of feels like Mega Man, it's different because it's a roguelike Mega Man. And that sounds weird to have a roguelike Mega Man because it's like, wait, what? So
or roguelite, as the case may be.
Roguelite? Oh yeah, it's roguelite. How would I say roguelike?
That's kind of what a lot of people say, but I'm one of the pedantic assholes that would settle for roguelite.
But yeah, so like every time you die, it's like a permadeath. So you have to restart completely over. There's like no like continues. And when I heard that, I was like, on a Mega Man type game? That sounds fucking awful. But then you play it and it's strangely not bad at all. And the mechanics are really, really good. And she's right, it's basically everything Mega Man should be. Or everything Mighty Number 9 should have been. So, and it's fairly cheap, I think. I think it's like $10 or something. I think. I might be thinking of something else.
It is $14.99.
Still worth it.
Still worth.
Proto Twice says, nah, Mega Man has a Metroidvania game, Mega Man ZX. Roguelike/roguelite isn't too out there. I suppose that's true enough. I haven't played the ZX games, but I might. And there is also Mega Man Zero, which is sort of a mission-based series.
I heard that was really good. And that was for Game Boy Advanced, I think, when it originally came out. Yeah.
I have Zero too. I never played the others. It was... I wasn't very good at them. They really kicked my ass, but they're pretty good, as far as I know. Mega Man 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and they sort of finish off the story of Mega Man 0 themselves, and well, I suppose I won't spoil the story, but at the end, Zero dies.
Do you have your snips ready for PoE? What? Snips?
Oh, snipers, I guess. Snipper rifle.
So that's supposed to... Do you have your snipes ready? Oh, yes. I have my Volcar Wraith already in set for Plains of Eidolon. Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, it's going to be so satisfying, sniping with the Volcar.
Yeah.
Also, Go ahead. Oh. I really liked Zero's aesthetic in the Mega Man Zero games. It was really smooth and stuff, so that's all I was going to say. You go ahead.
I was going to say that sniping from an Arcwing sounds really, really fun. From way up in the sky, just looking down at a hapless Grenier that has no idea what's above him and just destroying his face.
We're going to be XCOM now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just remember doing this in XCOM Enemy Unknown. You could get armor that had a jetpack, and it was really good for snipers because you could fly them up high, and then they'd just basically bypass cover very readily.
Because Rebecca will go down on your grenade.
Let the memes flow.
Yeah. It was funny. As soon as that happened, nobody saw it in chat because it went by too fast. But as soon as she said that, I typed in chat, "Calling Shy, calling Shy. Your next clip is ready."
Called it.
Yep. I'm surprised Shy didn't make like a primetime review video that was just like 10 minutes of Rebecca saying she's going down on the grenade.
DE showing off their huge stamina.
Yep.
Oh, lucky Grenier.
Although I think she... No, I don't think that was... Was that in the video that Shy did with the, why Warframe is rated whatever, and it's not because of the gore? And she, like, did, like, a highlight clip of all the times DE's made, like, sort of a...
Yeah.
TV-14 reference? Okay. Yeah. Okay. As long as Shy has used that clip, then life is complete.
Online interactions not rated by the ESRB.
Yeah. Hour and a half of sleep, I forgot. But yeah. Saber Dude won a glove.
So that ended up being like a rusty color, like a bronze. I'm colorblind, bear with me. I'm guessing what these colors are.
It might be rusted steel, or it might be something else.
You can't spell lewd without the letters D and E. I like it. I like that ninja. Warframe has 23 million registered users. Actually, that jumped up to... I forget, because there was... At some point, Rebecca was talking about how many people are actually registered now, and it's...
It would have increased quite a bit, since that was like a year ago now.
Yeah. Since 10.0... I want to know how much of a jump in player base they got after 10.0con and after the reveal of Plains of Eidolon.
Oh, that would be nice to know.
Yeah. Oh, it looks like I might have
crazy.
It looks like I missed some subscribers. Sorry.
That's okay. Well, Shy's writing them down, so.
Yeah, we will give you the shine of those shadows. But Duppy the Manatee is one of the subscribers, as is Winter Chant and Cookie Play. Oh, Cookie Play is 69. I think I did give you a shout out, but thank you all for subscribing again.
Yay!
Those hearts are thick.
Yeah, those hearts are thick. They got some girth to them.
And remember, it is half off subscriptions for September, so go ahead and get it in there.
Yep. It's half
Didn't
off.
that get extended?
Yeah, it got extended to October 18th.
Ooh, nice.
Hey, it's the Rhino, I think. It's the Rhino. That's the Rhino build Rhino. The one that got wrapped in tinfoil.
Iron skin, tin skin, aluminium skin.
Holy shit, I finally made it to a Shy stream! Welcome, TL Dubs. Glad you could make it.
Greetings.
So I've essentially just...
I'm scared.
I've essentially destroyed all my Warframe statues.
How come?
It's like a horror movie in here. Like, you've seen that movie like, was it... I Know What You Did Last Summer. No, not that one. The one where people they were supposed to be in the plane accident and then they kept dying from other random stuff.
Oh, Final Destination.
That sounds like
right. It's legit Final Destination on my statues. Like, every day something weird happens and it destroys a Warframe statue. Like, it's almost impressive. Like,
on my Nyx statue has that problem.
Yeah.
Cause like it's like for some reason she will never hold her sword right. It'll always pop off. If that doesn't pop off, her hand just mystically falls off. If it's not that, then Vor's arm will fall off, and it's just like God damn it. And then my cat found the sword and found the Nakana once and decided to chew on that, and it's just like oh god, this poor Nyx statue just will not. It's ruined. It's ruined.
It's okay. It's more realistic. The scan is battle worn. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And oh Shuns, thank you for the 1,000 bits.
Although the Valkyr statue is holding up very nicely. The one I got from last 10.0con.
Yeah, I had the Valkyr statue is the only one I have. You guys might want to get some glue to hold those pieces on properly at this rate. because like they're just gonna keep working themselves away more loosely.
That's
Oh,
what...
trust me, I own stock in super glue at this point.
I don't.
Yeah, no, not super glue, like a plastic bond or something proper.
DK, is your cat called Shy Cat? No, I have 2 cats. One's named Jovi, and the other one's named Gidget. But if I get another cat, I'll probably just name it Shy. Because why not? Gorilla Glue? I've never
Zero
used...
Return asks, where do you get Warframe statues? You can get that at the Digital Extremes merch store, while stocks last. The Excalibur one sold out pretty quickly, although I think they might have statues from others. They probably have Mags, Rhinos, and Valkyries still. I'd need to check, though. They also sell posters and some other things. And a rather cute little large head chibi Excalibur plush, which I also have.
Tuna the Cuber, people usually don't get my cat's name right on the first time. I usually have to explain it to them a little bit. Not many people understand that it's a Bon Jovi reference. I mean, they do once. I'm like, oh yeah, it's kind of like the song, and they're like, what song? Like, you know, Bon Jovi. They're like, oh. Get good. No, her name is Gidget. Gidget. Gidget.
But the real question is, does she come when you call her Gidget?
Yes, she does.
Oh, nice.
She does. So does my other cat. My guide to naming cats is, if you can say it 4 times in quick succession without it sounding dumb, it's a good cat name. Because you're always going to be like rapidly calling your animal companion. So you got to make sure that when you say it, it doesn't sound stupid. So you wouldn't call your cat Bartholomew because Bartholomew, it's just weird. You're just going to shorten it to Bart because you're going to be going Bart, with how often you're going to be calling the animal.
Says you.
Yeah, says me. That's my quick and dirty tips to how to name your animal companions. Name it something that doesn't sound weird when you say it 4 times in a row. You'd be good to go.
Is it weird to say you can subscribe to Shy half off this month? Oh, you can subscribe to Shy. Oh, sorry. Okay, I can't.
Oh, you're so close.
You can subscribe to Shy half off this month. Get it now, while stocks last.
Yeah, because it only lasts until October 18th. Then you gotta pay full price. Then that $2.50 sub goes back up to $4.99. So.
Which I think they should keep it lower.
Yeah, I would like it if they kept it lower, but what can you do?
Yeah, I think like $3.99 or $3.50 would be a sweet spot for basically a digital good. It would be amazing.
Yeah, that really would be. Ooh, that armor's turning out really nice.
Oh yeah, with the gray in it.
Yeah.
Damn. That turned out real nice. Mogamu needs to work on his sponsored deal voice. Jeez, Mogamu, you're not nearly enough of a sellout, scrub.
Mm-hmm.
O-T.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
What's getting dunked?
Kitty?
And that is piping hot tea, by the way, as well.
Oh yeah, there is some water. There's
piping
some rising off there.
Oh, do you think the rhino's going in there?
Please.
Oh,
I think
the little Kinder. I can't remember what those are called, but I've definitely seen them around.
Little chocolate bars. We've seen them in previous. I think that's what she used last week, as well, for her tea.
Those are nice little.
Skillup was very concerned about her just in general when she was putting that much sugar in there.
Funnily enough, that wasn't even the most sugar she ever put in.
No, I think the first stream, I don't know if she even has it on her channel or on here or whatever, but the first episode she literally had a pyramid of sugar cubes, and it was this really immaculate plate that was like gold lining and little gold trimmings everywhere, and she just dumped this big thing of sugar in there, and I was like, damn girl, I don't want you to die. Like, I need you to be alive long enough that I can meet you and make the ship real, but if you keep it up with this sugar, I'm never gonna see you. Like, you gonna be dead.
Showing off those immaculate nails again.
Yeah, they look really good.
Those thumbnails. Good job, PK.
Those thumbnails. I'm assuming though that Shai did those herself.
Would these thumbnails count as clickbait?
Yes, definitely clickbait. But yeah, I would assume she did that herself because I assume she just does her nails usually. DkDiamantes. Yep, that's why she's trying to give herself diabetes. She's doing it all for the memes, yo. So yeah. Rip, Shai fell. Yep, she fell for the DkDiamantes. That's why she goes for so much sugar. So, what kind of tea is Shai drinking? Shai, what kind of tea are you drinking? Is it Earl Grey? Is it like, what flavor is your tea? That fidget spinner though. That was like,
and flipping the bird.
That's what she used to confirm the ship the very first time. Well, not that fidget spinner, but yeah, that's how it was confirmed the very first time. I remember, Shai. I fucking remember.
Judging by the coloration, I think that's just standard black builder's tea, or just normal. Well, I suppose what we'd call normal tea over here. Earl Grey, Lady Grey, that kind of tea is usually lighter. It might be something else I'm not terribly familiar with, though.
Twist! It's coffee! Shai doesn't drink coffee, she drinks tea. So.
Oh, you mean burned water? Yeah, no one drinks that.
Earl Grey, booyah.
Oh, cool. Alright, well, I am wrong.
Shai needs her own custom glyph fidget spinner. Somebody made one for her. I don't know what happened to it, but...
I suppose Earl Grey should have made sense to me, because if you try and drink builder's tea without milk, it's pretty goddamn bitter.
Yeah. I don't do a whole lot of tea. I just do iced coffee.
I suppose I should have known it would be one of the lighter teas.
Those nails, though, right? Those thumbnails. I guarantee you there's going to be her next video is going to have those in the thumbnail. I can almost guarantee it.
I'm painting mine as we speak. I'm inspired.
Nice.
Excellent.
Nice. You're going to put the Mogamu sort of logo on your thumbs and then make that the thumbnail? Nice.
Absolutely.
I suppose I could do that too, but, you know. Everybody already knows that, like, you know, the big conspiracy theory is that Shai and I are the same person, so you can already see my immaculate nails on screen.
I'm sorry, who the fuck came up with that theory?
A lot of people. You'd be surprised how many people have thought that. You'd be surprised.
Are fucking retarded.
I mean, your hands were really soft when I shook them at TennoCon, so...
Yeah, I know, right?
It's not impossible.
Stop. Don't tell them, Mogamu, please.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Hey, she's dunking the little Kinder stick in there.
Ah, yeah, she did that last week, too. She put a whole Kinder stick in the tea last time, so... If she only did half, it would be, you know, a step
I don't think it was a Kinder stick last week. It was... God, what was it? It was some kind of almost ice cream sandwich-looking thing. Yeah, it was like a big slab of something.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Wait, wasn't last week Skill Up?
Last week was Skill Up, yes.
Yeah, I thought she had the... Oh, no, I guess she didn't have the Kinder things. That's right, because we were talking about the Tim Tam straws and how much the little marshmallow thing she had looked like a Tim Tam kind of thing. Does Shai made of sugar? Well, I find her to be so sweet that yes, she is made of sugar. In my opinion. In my expert opinion. As husbando, yeah. Definitely made of sugar. Yep. Absolutely. And then everybody else in voice chat went silent. I think I could hear them slapping their hand against their palm against their face. Not sure.
I muted my mic.
Ah, gotcha. He was too busy throwing up. It's like, oh, they can't hear this. Yeah. I got a couple of awes in chat, so, you know, it's alright.
Sure you did. One is not a couple.
Hey.
I think you need a second one.
There is... Brokey TV said aw, and then somebody else said daw. And Who's What said daw. That is a couple.
That was like, duh.
Two is a couple. No, that was very cute. Duh. You know, that's what that was.
The FPS Batman, no. Glyph codes are platform specific.
I come back to here throwing up. Meme Sage came back at the wrong time.
Sorry, Meme Sage.
Thing that we need is more cringy DK Shy fanfiction narrated by DK. Hey, if you guys keep writing them, you keep sending them in, I mean...
Narrated by the Neko voice, DK. Because why not?
As if it wasn't cringy enough.
Gotta go all in, man.
Yeah.
You know something is good when you're trying to like, because when I was watching the fanfic that you guys did, I'm actively trying to turn it off, but I can't force myself to.
That's when you know it's good.
That's when you know it's good.
Your hand is just hovering over the escape button. It's like, I want to, but it's like a car crash. You want to look away, but it's like, I gotta see how this ends.
Yeah, and then like the grammar and just all the things that are going on, it is truly a sum of its parts. It is truly.
DK, sometimes you sound like Omni Voice. Don't know if you know him. I do, but I don't think I sound like him ever.
Not even close. Omni Voice is a pretty specific tone of voice.
Yeah, for sure. I was gonna say I don't think I ever really sound like him. But Omni Voice is amazing.
He is. I was so bummed that that I missed that day with him. It would have been so good, but
wow, Alex Slayer is very jealous of me, quite obviously. If you're having girl problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems, and Shy isn't one. The Region Chat video was a work of art.
Implying that Shy would ever be a problem.
Well, I'm just saying she's not. I haven't seen the Region Chat video.
Oh, I've yet to watch that as well. I've been meaning to. I just have been distracted with other things. Usually it's total nonsense though, because Region Chat is full of scum.
I never have Region
Chat. Wow,
Chat.
tell us how you really feel.
Like legit, I never have Region Chat on or active or anything like that.
No.
So I literally have no idea what goes on in Region Chat. I'm either on Clan Chat or Alliance Chat.
I think I got rid of it around the like DE bot stuff, like with Glenn and the bot kicking people. I think after that I was like, I'm done with this.
Yeah.
It's usually people asking questions, but then there are people who write some very weird things.
Yeah. I mean, most Region Chats for a mass amount of people are going to end up being kind of sketch. At least from what I've seen, there's no, like, there are no, what are they called? Like the bots that advertise for other sites. Just there's none of that.
Those get kicked very quickly.
Because, like, in free-to-play MMOs, that's like, if you have Region Chat, that it's going to be filled with that shit. Like, oh, get free gold at www.thisisnotasitewithavirus.com.
Or spamming some bogus, stupid guild invites that will probably either milk you for all you're worth and then kick you out, or just won't help you at all for any reason.
Axtone is asking, what is Shy drawing? Well, I'm paraphrasing here.
Oh, she's drawing a Skaven.
Steampunk Skaven. And
I don't know. Would you guys call that steampunk?
It's starting to look more steampunk now that Shy's brought in that sort of tan shade of brass.
Gotcha.
On the shield, at least. It is sort of... It is kind of steampunk. I would have imagined a little bit more sort of false technology going on, but this is pretty good too.
Yeah. DK and friends, what have been your absolute worst experience in Warframe bar lag or stuff? So besides lag and just technical issues, what has been your worst experience in Warframe?
False profit event.
Ooh. Wait, are we talking about Warframe content?
I think so. Like, I would assume just like what the worst thing you've experienced in Warframe is. I mean, I guess it can be like non-content related, but...
I mean, I have seen people who are very questionable.
I would say either farming the plants for the Silver Grove or just the Glass Gambit in general have been some of the worst experiences in Warframe.
I never consider them too bad. I suppose there is one other thing that I would mark as one of the worst. Well, a couple of them, like Vivergate, would be on most people's lists, I imagine.
Ooh, yeah, Vivergate's that's probably up there for a lot of people. Yeah, I always forgot about that. Vivergate's, yeah.
It's hard for me to count it because they did address it so rapidly.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it. Yeah.
Deadlock31, thank you for subscribing.
Yeah. Yeah, the Glass Gambit was really bad as a quest. It was just... And it had so much potential, too. And it just turned into like, hey, here's the index 6 times in a row. It's just like, oh boy.
Yeah, that got old pretty quick.
Yep. It sure did.
I mean, it
Glass
wasn't
Gambit is not
hard or
finished.
anything.
Screw
It was
the
just like,
index.
it was just like, I'm tired of seeing the index. And
Well, at least...
kind...
For me, at least if there was a lore payoff, I'd be like, okay, that was annoying, but hey, at least it got solid lore. Like in the Silver Grove, it's like, hey, you know, sure, it was annoying doing the day-night cycle.
All it for me, I'm gonna kill you. I still haven't done Silver Grove.
Yeah. Oh, you still haven't done Silver Grove? Really?
No, I was gonna do it on stream this week, but I ran out of time.
Oh, yeah. Just, if you're gonna do the Silver Grove, here's pro strats. Farm every plant you can, day and night, before it, and just do yourself a favor, get all the plants ready, and just go through it like that.
Roughly how many should I farm?
How many? God, I don't remember how much each requires.
And Mox, thank you for subscribing.
I'll wiki it.
But the problem is, if you've never done the Silver Grove, and you don't have any of the plants, you can't do it in one session. It is legitimately impossible because there are some plants you can only get during the day cycle of Earth. There are some plants that you can only get during the night cycle of Earth. They never spawn at the same time.
Roughly
so if you don't have all of the plants, then you have to farm the day version of Earth. Then you have to wait for the 4-hour cycle to end, get it on the night cycle, and then you can actually craft the thing you need to move the story along.
Yeah,
Problem is, after you craft that one, you gotta do it all over again for another material. And you gotta go back to the day, back to the night Earth. And you have to do that like 3 times.
Yeah.
So, best idea is before you actually do that stream for the Silver Grove, just wiki all the stuff you need and farm it beforehand. Otherwise, there's just a lot of unneeded time just, farming plants and waiting for the cycle on stream.
Bunch of numbers and Jaxus Primal, thank you for subscribing.
So, Shiro, worst moment in Warframe for me is the release of Ribbons. I got so pissed off I accused DE of shilling for Chinese or whatever. Had to apologize later. It was dumb.
The Ribbon system was not great, or it still isn't great.
I kind of want to defend it and bear with me, right?
I will defend Ribbons as well.
Yeah, I think they.
Good point.
Yeah, I think Ribbons are an example of having one thing as an idea, and then once you create it, then you see the downsides of it, right? Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's hard to see the downsides when you've got tunnel vision and you're making something.
Sure.
And I think once it came out, people instantly saw the downsides of it. But I was still trying to kind of be like, well, I think there was some really great intents there. It's hard to see the intent when you're seeing the final result. But I think the intents are really, really good, what they were trying to do with it.
I think, as far as Ribbons are concerned, they can really help out weapons that, that need them and need to be brought up instead of just being like, oh yeah, we're just going to give this random, we're just going to give it a random damage buff. It's like, oh, I got a ribbon for it. And that's great. Problem is, everything gets a ribbon. It's not just the weapons that need it. It's like, hey, look, the Soma Prime has it. It's still meta. And it's even more meta now because guess what? It can get a ribbon that it doesn't need. It's like, do I really need an Opticore ribbon that gives me plus 230% extra damage? No, it doesn't need that at all. So I would have wanted them to do something like, if they could have limited what actually was rivenable, if that makes any sense, I would have been a lot more forgiving.
Yeah, and they definitely could have, but they just kind of didn't.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not proclaiming to be a programmer, or I'm not saying that it would have been easy, because I don't know.
It would have been easy.
Okay.
Or it should have been easy. Who knows what the Warframe code base is? There's probably spaghetti code in there.
Yeah.
It's so hard to say.
But I would have really liked it if there was like a limitation on what could get ribboned. Because then, you know, a lot of stuff that, you know, people didn't want to use before or whatever get brought up a lot more. And it's like, oh, hey, it's not just people using the Soma Primer. It's not people just using whatever the meta weapon of the week is. It's, you know, these other weapons getting the boost that they deserve. So,
not to mention, the main intent, as far as I know, was to help give a power boost to older weapons and make them unique. But 1, you need to get a riven for the weapon. 2, you need to re-roll it until it's a good riven. 3, rivens got very, very expensive.
And I guess disposition kind of helps with that, but it doesn't seem like
it kind of helped. It meant that the weapons that were already meta didn't get pushed way over the top with the rivens like they did when they were released, like the Tonkor before it got self-damage, which kind of went in the wrong direction as well, but still. Yeah. Or the Soma, or whatever else.
What kind of pencils is Shy using? Well, she's using pens right now. I don't think she's used any sort of colored pencil, but I don't know what brand her markers actually are.
I'm seeing fine color marked on one of them.
Yeah. I don't know what her ink pen that she's using right now is. It's some maybe Japanese or Chinese brand. I don't know.
I think I might be able to make out some of the words, but she sort of turned it away from the camera for now.
Say la vie. I would like rivens a hell of a lot more if it didn't cost so much plat for a few slots. However, when my first mailer became a war riven, not gonna complain.
Genvana or Genvana. That seems to be the brand.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. She uses Copic. Oh, or Copic? Copic? I don't know.
Ooh, I like the light color of the straps around the right arm. His right.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty cool, yes.
It's a nice little touch. Still, with the amount of mods and weapons and warframes, complete balance is impossible. I suppose.
It's a journey, not a destination.
Yeah. Steve Twitter post is really cool. Yeah, Steve usually posts some pretty nice, revealing things about what's coming up and what they're working on and all that stuff. Unless he just did one like 2 minutes ago that I missed. That was like a Plains of Eidolon thing.
Well,
Rivens are harder to implement than just buffing weapons. Is it? Is it harder to implement a riven than it is to implement just a straight up buff?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I suppose you did need to introduce systems to actually make all the randomized stats, but it's not that difficult.
I would almost argue. So I would say, I guess mastery makes it weird to have tiered weapons, because I guess the idea would be to use some of the lower level stuff at lower levels, get to higher levels. But I guess mastery kind of forces people to use everything, which kind of throws off the argument I'm about to say. But in my mind, it's almost okay to kind of have everything exist in a tier, and then in theory, you know, for late game, balance it out with some system like rivens. But I think, again, the problem is the steps along the destination that make it not function like it could function in a perfect way.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shy is doing the background. It seems like an arch so far, but I suppose we'll have to see. It's very, very early on.
Honestly, I didn't think she was even going to do a background. Like, I thought she was just going to leave it white in the back. I didn't even realize we were getting a background this time.
It does have sort of a comic book styling, which I do very much like. You did mention that she did metallic shading like that.
Yeah. And whenever she does a background like this, I can never imagine what it's going to turn out to be, because she did this in, I forget which one it was. It was 2 weeks ago, I think. She did a background like this where I was like, man, she is just scribbling something on there real quick, and it's like, man, it looks so much better before you did that. And then she started like blending them together, and it was like, holy shit, she has way more foresight than I ever gave her credit for. Holy God, that actually goes together really well. I think it was the new Loca one, where she did that, where it was like that sort of rainbow hippie background. I was like,
yeah, that was
and it was just like, she was like, yep, here's some pink, here's some blue, here's some yellow. I was like, God, really, Shy? Like, you're better than that. And then she just starts blending it, and it's like, oh, yeah,
it was pretty rad.
Wow, I feel like an idiot for doubting her again. So, stop reminding me how in love I am with vermin like Skaven and kobolds. Riven was assisted to make less popular if it's more popular, but it double-crossed when people realized that Tigress Prime can be more OP and thus more popular with it. Yeah.
I think they reduced its Riven disposition. Now, with a weak Riven disposition, you really need something that gives a very specific utility, because the damage and whatever stat boosts for a Riven disposition of 1 or sometimes 2 is just not good enough to be worth the slot.
She's using pastel, so it's meant for blending. Yeah, but when she first did, I didn't realize that. I didn't realize it was like specifically meant for blending.
Oh man!
So I was just like, man, what's going on here? Oh my god! So,
it has smudged on her fingers quite significantly already, even before she started blending.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Looks like we're gonna have a Warhammer Vermintide game night. If Shy ever wanted to do that, I'd be down to buy it, but Shy hasn't done an art stream in a while, or not an art stream, she does those every week. She hasn't had like a gaming stream in a while, so...
a little bit of a shame, but it happens.
We were talking about this was a while ago, that we were talking about maybe getting a Cuphead game stream going, but I don't know.
Oh, it's so good. I haven't played it.
Is it?
It's so good.
It looks so cool. I love the retro vibe it has, like the retro cartoon vibe it has.
Yeah.
So I was really interested, first came out and how it looked and everything. And Shai said she had heard about it, and she was kind of excited that it was coming out to PC on Steam. So
yeah, it's one thing to emulate an aesthetic, like, because we've given games a lot of credit for emulating like the 80s aesthetic and all of these things, and it's really cool. But what they've done is beyond emulation. Like, it is the thing. Like, it is those old cards. Like, it's really spot on. Like, it doesn't feel like they're emulating it. It feels like the thing. Like, you are playing those old like cartoons.
Nice. That I really want to play it. Like, I've been watching out for it for a while. So maybe one of these nights I'll convince Shy to get it too, and we'll do I don't want to say a co-op stream or anything, but it'll be one of those streams where I just kind of show up on her end, and metaphorically, by the way, chat, I'll show up on her end. Metaphorically, get your minds out of the gutter. I'll show up on her stream, and maybe I can convince her to do that. But
that'd be pretty cool. I'd also like to play
wouldn't imagine it'd
Shy
be
for
a
once, but probably not going to happen anytime soon.
I don't know. It depends. Maybe if you're playing Plains of Eidolon.
Maybe. I'll probably stream that, or try to. I'll probably screw it up, but I do have a new processor and everything, so it'll probably work a little bit better than it did last time.
I kind of hope she leaves the white areas white, because there's kind of a nice little juxtaposition between all that color, and then it just kind of blending out to white.
Like
towards the bottom,
like
maybe, but we shall see. I am also a bit of a sucker for color grading backgrounds in general. It's kind of what I do, because it's easy and it tends to look quite nice as well.
Yeah. But yeah, I kind of hope the bottom part stays white, because I really like how it looks like, because if it stays white, it looks like it's just sort of like arcing all around him, and I think that look like it's almost like shrouding him a little bit. I think that looks really cool.
Looks like it's going to be a light gray.
Yeah. Well, that's going to be his shadow.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's just his shadow. Yeah. Like, got my first Shock Riven and the first open of them all, and it was Tigress! First Riven I got was Ceranos.
Nice. Where do you even put a Tigress Riven? I feel like the build is already stuffed.
I don't. Well, if it's good enough, I guess you find a place.
Maybe combo some stuff.
Yeah.
The Tigress is mostly a bit of reload speed and all the damage, just full elemental, because it has a massive amount of damage.
Mm. Yeah, I felt pretty good getting the Ceranos first time, because I've been all about the Rock to Ceranos, because it's amazing, and I feel like it's like the best bow in the game. So, yeah, I felt pretty lucky to get the Ceranos first time.
I'm inclined to agree. It's very snappy and responsive. It does a lot of damage. It still has decent crit stats. It kind of matches the default Cernos, which was not really viewed highly, but the Rakta Cernos being so fast really helps. And it has a higher projectile flight speed as well.
My Riven was critical chance and multi-shot.
Oh my god.
I have a question.
71% multi-shot and...
Wow.
178% critical chance, I think?
God damn. Mogamu, you said you had a question?
Hacks. Yeah, do you guys think that gravity fall off for projectiles should be more steady in Plains of Eidolon? So do you think bows should experience less fall off?
They don't... I think their fall off is probably already fine enough as it is. Because at the massive ranges you're already dealing with, and having to aim above your target would make sense anyway. And additionally, the Daiku actually follows a perfectly straight line all the time, so if you wanted to use a bow in the Plains of Eidolon, you could either use the Daiku for no projectile fall off at all, or the Rakta Cernos because of its high projectile speed.
Yeah.
Or would you just bring a sniper into the Plains of Eidolon?
That is also a possibility.
If you're gonna be out in the wilderness, though, you gotta have that whole like low tech, vibe going.
Yeah, like the Horizon Zero Dawn feel.
Yeah.
Turn Warframe into Far Cry.
Yeah. Far Cry 5. Oh, don't get me excited. Okay.
See, I never got into the Far Cry series. I never played Far Cry 4, and I always thought it looked interesting, but it was just like I never really had the time to get like that engrossed in like the world. Like I still haven't finished Horizon Zero Dawn either, and it's been bugging me for like the last year. Because when I play it, it's like, oh my god, this game is fucking amazing. And I want to keep playing it, but then it's like, you get so engrossed in like content creation and like streaming and everything that it's just like, well, yeah, I don't have time for that today.
Roar Kofto, Breath of the Tenno. Nah, our weapons would need to break every 5 minutes.
And then the problem is, it's like, well, Nier Automata came out, and it's like, well, that's Game of the Year, you need to play that, and it's like, oh, fucking shit. Then it's like, oh yeah, Persona 5 just came out, it's like, oh fucking hell, I gotta play that. I mean, it's a good problem to have that you have too many good games to play, but then it's like, well, Horizon Zero Dawn gets kind of lost in the shift. I remember really liking the new Tomb Raiders, those get lost in the shift, and it's like, man.
This year was a perfect example of be careful what you ask for. Because people wanted good games. And in 2017 was like, hold my beer. Like,
they all came all at once. Good luck.
Yeah. Like, it was shocking. Like, there's so many games I have to go back and play. It's amazing.
Oh, yeah. Have you played Persona 5, Mogamu, or is that not your cup of tea?
I've not even played any of the series yet.
Oh, start with Persona 4.
Okay.
It's better yet, get a Vita and get Persona 4 Golden. Just because Vita needs more love. Oh my god.
Barden117 QZ, thank you for the 100 bits. Why don't you go ahead and support our Patreon right now? There's nothing stopping you.
It's true. Or you could, subscribe with half off September subscriptions.
While stocks last.
Yeah. Look how that turned almost brown.
She did actually add brown in there.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of
hands are a proper mess.
Almost looks sort of like
out
in the wilderness with during dusk, during sunset. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting with the sort of yellow, red, and a little bit of green.
Yeah.
In the gradient of the background, and the brown would be a dirt path.
See, there's a reason I don't recommend Persona 3 at the start. Persona 3 is a great story. Don't get me wrong. I think Persona 3 has one of the better Persona stories to it. But for someone new to this series, I feel like the way they handle Tartarus is really, really strange, awkward, and not what a lot of people are looking for. Because, in Persona 3, you can only spend so much time in Tartarus, which is the only dungeon in the game. So it limits how much time you get to experience like the combat and everything. So if you're not used to that and you're not looking for that, it's a little off-putting. Like I've legit seen people stop playing Persona 3 because of Tartarus and because of how weird it is and because they're limited in how much time they can spend there. So I wouldn't recommend Persona 3. I would recommend Persona 3's story all day long because Persona 3 has an amazing story. But I feel like as an overall game, Persona 4 is just like, it gets it all right. Same with Persona 5. So, one dungeon in the entire game. Well, yeah, but as you move up in the dungeon, it changes. So it's not like one static dungeon. It's like first floor is like, oh yeah, look at everything. It looks so great. Next floor, it's a little more decayed. Next floor, it's like, oh look, it's all technology in here and that. So even though it's one dungeon, each separate floor acts like a separate entity. So, but I just never liked the fact that I could only spend like, you know, with lower damage and your party members bailing on you. Yeah, a lot of people didn't like that, so I don't know. That's why I specifically recommend Persona 4 and Persona 4 Golden before I recommend Persona 3. And I think Shy's the same way. Shy really didn't like Persona 3 for kind of the same reasons, I think. Well, she can write it down if she thinks the same. But yeah, buy a Vita.
Oh, sorry.
No, I'm just telling people to buy a Vita. Go ahead.
It's the Mega Evolution of Eradicate. Why not? Because Pokemon, sure.
6 story is the one I want most. I never actually got around to playing Persona 3 Fez. I bought it, I just never got around to playing it. Like, way back in the day, I bought it for PlayStation 2, I think it was at the time. No, PlayStation 3. And I just never got around to it.
Dread, boy.
Poor Dread.
Yeah, Dread, without a doubt.
Persona 5 seems cool. Of the games I've played, Persona 5 is my game of the year. I haven't played Nier. I know a lot of people say Nier Automata is game of the year, unquestionable. But I only just started playing Nier a couple days ago.
It depends on who you talk to, because it's like, it's Nier and it's Horizon Zero Dawn, and it's totally who you talk to.
Yeah. Yep. Persona 4 is a better Fame gameplay-wise. They add a lot of quality of life features, but Persona 3 feels more like something in tune with the spirit of the series. It's dark, creepy, and foreboding. That is very true. Persona 3 does not hold your hand, and it does not make everything pretty snowflakes. It is dark, it is gritty, and it is indeed foreboding. I'll give you that. But yeah. I really liked Persona 3. I didn't like Tartarus. I didn't like Tartarus. I wanted it to be like Persona 4 and 5, where I could spend as much time in there as I wanted, so long as I had the resources to be there.
Sugoi Sniper, thank you for subscribing with a Twitch Prime subscription.
Sugoi!
Sugoi?
Sugoi desu ne. I never able to complete Persona Q. I never actually played Persona Q. It's in that sort of dungeon crawler genre that I'm not a big fan of. Where it's just like, here, wander through the maze, and this is the only maze in the game, and it's like, ay. And it's very little, you know, every level seems like a copy-paste of the previous level, and it's just like, ugh.
Direct mate, the Dread was not nerfed. The way crits work was changed very slightly, in that red crits were moved up to triple crits, and the new double crits are orange crits. Nothing else changed. It's still the same damage formula and everything else.
I mentioned anime. I think people are going to start doing the Omae wa mo shinderu meme en masse. No, I was wrong. Good. An Xbox Cliff giveaway stunted it. Go ahead, Mogamu.
No, I wasn't saying anything important. I was just going to say the Dread had a 50% status chance for about 2 to 3 days, and then it was immediately nerfed back. But
damn,
that was an amazing week.
If the Dread also had 50% status chance, holy shit!
It was, in my opinion, within the top 3 weapons in the game that week.
Oh, yeah.
Double crit / procs everywhere. Hello.
Holy shit.
A headshot crit would kill basically any enemy in game. It was unbelievable.
Gee, I wonder why
that clearly wasn't intentional.
Yeah.
I mean, its status chance is already decent, although not great for a slow weapon, but its slash procs are still extremely powerful.
Yeah.
DK, I have one more question. Will you play Monster Hunter World when it's out? Yes, I will. And I'm probably going to actually cover it a little bit on streams and YouTube. Because it's looking really good, and Dauntless kind of got me into the whole monster hunting thing.
Thermal Best meme. I do not believe there is a subscriber Discord, but she does have a Discord channel that is usually for clan members or people who support her on Patreon. I don't think there's a method to really organize it for Twitch Prime subscriptions or Twitch subscribers, because those are ephemeral and easily come and go.
Tuna the Cuba.
I think you can set it. I don't know if Shy knows this. You can set it to a timeout. So let's say someone subscribes to her Twitch for half off during the month of September. Let's just say that they did that. She could set it to where they could
Which
have
is a really good idea, everyone.
It's an amazing. She could set it to where if they unsubscribe or they don't re it up, she could set the amount of time that they can stay into the room.
Oh.
So if people come and go and she don't want them getting kicked out of the room, that timer would let them stay like 3 months or something like that. It's pretty cool.
Not bad. Not bad. But...
Direct mate. No, it never really had a 50% crit. Oh no, it always had a 50% crit chance. It still has a 50% crit chance.
Yep, it's still a good bow. It's just I feel like the Rock de Cernes is overall better.
It's like more usable. Although Dread is still top tier.
It's still really good. Best bow is Lens. Oh
it's
no,
pretty
I love
awesome.
Lens with AoE Nuke. Yeah, it is. It just it struggles with the later tier stuff a little bit.
Unless you sort of build it like I have, where you just max out damage and its fire rate suffers as a result. You can make it work, but it's not really great at armor.
Yeah, it really is not great at armor. But who cares? Not everything has to be great at armor. Quick, Mogamu, do a funny!
A priest, a rabbi, and a holy man walk across water. The rabbi walks across the water. The holy man walks across the water, and then the priest falls in the water. Then he tries again, and he falls in the water. Then he says, God, why are you forsaking me? These other religions can walk across the water. And he tries again, and he falls in the water. And then after a couple tries, the rabbi and the holy man look at each other, and the rabbi says, do you think we should tell him about the rocks?
Well done.
I've
Well
told it
done,
like
Mogamu.
40 times, so it doesn't count.
When does a joke become a dad joke?
Is that a question for me?
This is gonna be my joke. When does a
Okay.
joke become a dad joke? When the punchline becomes apparent.
God damn
There you
it.
go. There you go, ladies and gentlemen.
Well done. Well played.
Thank you. I felt like that one was pretty well known by everyone, so I was worried one of you was gonna know it. So yeah, I'm glad that nobody knew it and it got the preferred reaction. That was pun how level, DK. Yeah, son. Yeah.
I think you have effectively done your job when the cringe happens. I feel like, see, humor is subjective, but bad humor is not.
Oh
So
no,
a
bad
joke
humor
works
is
better.
bad humor is like a dad joke. It's apparent.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
I think you did it again.
I think, oops, I did it again. That was a great
Ooh.
punchline. Ayy.
The light bleeding over the armor.
Oh yeah, that looks really good. The white highlights she's doing right now look real sick. I keep thinking she's done, and then she keeps adding little touches. Like, and sometimes when she does this, I'm like, I hope she's not adding touch-ups because like she's like, oh damn, they're still talking, and I don't want to interrupt them. I need to find something else to do. So for some reason, I'm always just like, you know, Shy, if you're done, just say you're done. Like, you don't have to worry about us like talking. But then I'm like, nah, she knows what she wants to do. She's not worrying about a scrub like me. So
This is the person who ends streams in the middle of your sentences. I think it's fine.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough.
By the way, repetition is deadly to humor.
Deadly to humor.
Wait, did we say dadly? Because if so, I'm leaving.
No, we didn't say that. Didn't say that.
Okay, I can stay.
Yeah. We didn't. No. Quick, Shy, flick a bird at the cam. Why? She does that all the time. That's like her. I guess that's why they want it to be done, because that's like her trademark.
Oh, Jesus Christ. N4-ired. Dark humor will never get old, just like kid with cancer.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
Dark humor indeed.
Jeez. DK face reveal, please. I've done several face reveals. All you gotta do is watch TennoCon. Anything TennoCon related that I was in, and I have a couple videos on my channel with face reveals, so. Gee. That glue around the Skaven looks real nice. It sure does, Shy. You did a damn fine job today. By the way.
Yeah, that looks really good. She just started adding that on recently, I think.
Dark humor is like food. Not many people get it. Right.
Or not everyone gets it.
I had some really savage dead baby jokes back in high school. I know I'm not going to tell them because they're really bad.
Can't just leave us hanging like that.
Let me see if I can think of one.
I could come up with them, but people would hate me so bad because they would be terrible.
Oh man, I'm trying to think of one that wouldn't be quite so bad. That wouldn't be quite so bad to tell, because this isn't my stream. So if there's any negative my words aren't working right now. But yeah, I don't want it to fall on Shy if I'm just like, I tell something so savage, just like, yeah, your Twitch is done. That dead baby joke you told, fucking no. So I have to leave you guys hanging, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Maybe once the
leave you guys
ends,
hanging. Good God, man.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Really? Are we go? Okay.
That's not even where I was going. They're so early 2010s. Yeah, that's about. Was I in high school then? No, I was already out of high school, unfortunately. I'm aging myself, but whatever, who cares? But yeah, that's probably when I heard them. But after the stream ends, I'll tell Blaze, Mogamu, and Shy a couple of my dead baby jokes. Just because it'll be off air. I'm sure Shy will record it and fucking oust me.
I am curious.
Hate raid. What's the word? No, I'm not gonna go in the next part of that joke because that can be up to a 3-part joke. Hate raid. I've definitely heard that one. That's a 3-parter.
Did he block like a flaming arrow or something?
Oh, did he? That could be why it's all like red on that side. I could see that.
I'm still getting a sunset vibe, but that's also possible.
Yeah.
And she added a little smudge of blue on the green section too.
Hey, I'm a little late. Just want to say hi to everybody. Hello, only Coder White.
Hi. You know what it reminds me of? Like every Battlefield commercial ever, where the left side is cool and the right side is hot. Of the soldier.
And they've got some spaghetti sauce spilled on them somewhere. And they're looking off to the side, annoyed at the person who threw the spaghetti sauce at them. It's like, oi, I need to wash this out now.
Yep. Cooking it like a... Oh,
good God, Sushi. I can't even repeat that.
Oh yeah, that's pretty bad. Yeah, no, that's pretty bad. Pretty bad. Chat needs to chill. Y'all need to chill.
Jesus. I just saw that dark joke that you guys were alluding to there. That's pretty good, Sushi.
Y'all need to chill the fuck out with those weird jokes. Yeah.
We are fine, upstanding non-memers here. You know,
Yeah,
show
no
some respect.
No memes allowed here. Yeah.
Oh, she's covering up so she doesn't smudge it.
Oh yeah, she's done that before a lot of times. Mods are gonna start timing those out, I would imagine. So, and maybe even banning, depending on how fucking weird they get. So,
we had someone tell, you know, humor is a funny thing.
I want to read this one out because it's kind of funny, but I'm not sure if I should because people are still sensitive about it. But then again, maybe that's why I should read it out. What's the difference between a cow and 9/11? You can't milk a cow for 16 years.
That's fair.
Too soon.
Too soon? Okay, too soon.
Too soon.
I think humor is a funny thing. I'm going to ask you guys if this is funny. I mean, if you laugh, I don't know if it tells me if it's funny or not. But we deleted this joke from our Discord because I guess our mods felt like it went too far. But I'm going to say it because I feel like it needs to be said. All right, so the joke was when you watch, I'm so sorry, when you watch ISIS videos on YouTube and they're playing the theme song, the ISIS song, and then you accidentally hum it at work, and then it's like the sweating frog character.
Oh, Pepe.
Oh, that
Pepe.
One of those Pepe memes.
Yeah, is that over the line?
No, that's just dumb. That's not funny or offensive. It's just dumb. Not even a joke.
Right.
Yeah. I've never actually watched an ISIS video, so
Not their voice.
I don't even know what it is.
Like, who is this person that's watching these videos anyway?
Well, I mean, probably no one, but that's the joke, right?
Yeah.
I don't think a copy pasted meme images can constitute as a joke. It's sort of humor transplant.
Oh, I'm pretty sure there's some dark humor with humor transplant, but okay.
So, actual art question. What's that weird little rock thing that she just used? It's not a rock. It's actually, I believe that is, it's a type of rubber that a lot of artists use, and I think it's specifically for blending.
It's some kind of putty. I'll need to look that up.
I think it's specifically for blending. I don't know though. Shy would have to confirm or deny it because I saw her using it. I just didn't see what she was using it for. It's a kneading eraser. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Plastic eraser or putty rubber or something similar to that. Oh, thank you for that.
Cool. I thought it was an eraser sort of thing, but it's so tiny.
It is.
I did say it is a rubber thing that artists use, didn't I? Yep. Nice. Chat with the save, good stuff. Yeah, it's an elastic eraser that you can mush into any shape. Cool.
What we do here is go back.
Yeah, that's just something I read out as well. Plastic eraser, just a minute ago. Then again, stream may not have caught up with that at that point because it was fairly recent. Polymer byproduct number 43866.
Yeah.
It's a new resource you have to mine in Plains of Babylon.
Yes. With all of your drawing skills. I think Shy's going to be amazing at mining stuff because she'll be able to, get those drawings done real proper.
Honestly, doing that with a mouse is not so easy.
Oh, yep, it's a kneaded eraser.
Oh my god, was that a pun for the drawing? Doing it with the mouse.
Doing it with it. Oh no, it wasn't, but I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll absolutely take that. Hell yeah. I'll take that all day. Yeah, it was absolutely a pun. Mouse. This Vermintide Skaven thing is a rat mouse. Yeah, yep, pun. Done.
Just another mug. Thank you for subscribing.
Just another mug. Just another mug full of sugar and tea. I think the best jokes are made without the need to rely on offensive shock factor. Fair enough.
Or slash at the expense of people.
Yeah. Guys, I'm French. How am I supposed to get a glyph? Where you're from doesn't really matter in terms of glyphs.
Just what platform you play on, because the glyphs are platform specific.
Yeah, that's the only thing that matters.
Or the codes are, rather.
Who's on the Wii? It's going to be a problem.
Yeah, well, if you're somehow playing Warframe on the Wii or the Switch, then glyph codes are the least of your problems.
Is it even available on those consoles?
Nope.
I guess that's the point.
Yep.
That would be very impressive then.
Yep. It sure would. It sure would.
That is how little I follow consoles, by the way. I didn't even realize that was a joke at first.
I need a reason for I need a better reason to get a Switch. Like, I want a Switch. I really do. But it's just like, man, all the games I want in it are also for, like, the Wii U. It's just like, can I really justify paying that much for the Switch when there's, like, it's like, the only games I want are Breath of the Wild, Splatoon 2, oh shit, I can't even remember what the other games I wanted for it are.
Yeah, Metroid Prime 4 would be my one, but even then, the fact that the Switch is not backwards compatible with the Wii U does significantly hamper my chances of getting it, because I don't have a Wii U.
Well, the thing is, Breath of the Wild is on the Wii U, and I have a Wii U, so if I really wanted to play Breath of the Wild, I wouldn't have to specifically buy a Switch for it.
Yeah, that's also a good point.
That's the problem I'm running into, is like, if Breath of the Wild was exclusive for the Switch, I might be like, hey, okay. But it's also out for the Wii U. So if I really wanted it, I would just buy the Wii U version and play it on my Wii U.
Cinder Psycho, apparently even the new Fire Emblem is also for the Wii U. I wouldn't know, but okay then.
The one that's going to be like a Dynasty Warriors type game.
Yeah, Fire Emblem Warriors.
What are the install bases of the Wii U versus the Switch? Because didn't the Switch sell well?
I don't know.
I feel like the Switch did sell pretty decently, but yeah, I haven't really been paying attention.
I think it outsold the major consoles for like a single month or something. I can't remember. I didn't check that. It's like 1 month where it did very well.
I just wish that Nintendo, with their consoles, would stop focusing on trying to make their consoles like gimmicky, and they would just focus on actually making like a good game library for it, more than just like Mario games and one Zelda game.
What do you mean, like third party mostly?
Oh, apparently
Yeah,
Cinder was
exactly.
asking because she didn't know. Okay, let me Google that for you.
Yeah, they really need to work on their third-party support, because it's just like, come on. Stop concentrating on making, like, weird, gimmicky consoles that you just make because it's a gimmick that nobody else is doing. Like, can we actually just have a good system that doesn't have a shelf life of, like, 2 years?
It is not going to be on the... It is not going to be on the Wii U, but it is going to be on the 3DS, apparently.
It's like, okay, we made our new gimmick console, now let's forget about it and start working on the next one. And it's like, 2 years later, hey look, it's a new gimmick, everyone! Oh, come on, just make a good console. You don't have to worry about these little side gimmicks and making it handheld is great. It's great, but, could we just make it a good system? And it was getting a lot of third-party support. I hope so. I hope so. I really do. Because I want the Nintendo consoles to do well. But they just can't get out of their own fucking way.
Yeah.
That's what it seems like to me, anyway.
It feels like whenever I'm thinking about buying a Nintendo console, I always feel like I'm spending essentially like $100 for a couple games I really want, because I'm taking all the games that I actually want to play on that console and then dividing the cost of the console into each one of those games. And it's like, oh yeah, Breath of the Wild is basically $100 and something. Yeah. And it's like it dissuades me from doing it.
Sadly, not even the most expensive game that has been released, because thanks season passes.
Yeah, then there's that.
Oh, Ubisoft. Oh, Activision.
Mm-hmm. Ever heard of a 3DS? Yeah, and it's really good. I love the 3DS, and I wish they would do what they're doing with the 3DS, but with like one of their main consoles.
Oh hey, the 3DS is backwards compatible, by the way. You can still play DDS games on it.
You sure can.
Wow.
And the side gimmick isn't that big of a deal. It's just like it's a good console that has a shitload of really good games on it. Who would have thought that would work out so well?
Oh, Doom is going to be on the Switch. Yeah, I think I heard that. That's
it is.
Wolfenstein as
Portable
well.
Doom. And
That's a really good start. Yeah.
Remade Doom is like, yo.
Yeah, Doom 2016 is awesome.
Really, really good. Like, if you haven't played that and you're into shooters, I don't know what you've been doing with your life. But
Or
go get it right now. And it's probably really cheap.
If you're into the older style of shooters where you're running around and you're not really taking cover or having regenerating health and like you're running and gunning a whole lot.
It's really good.
But you know what I think the mistake is? Charging $60. I think Switch can be in this excellent place where you're playing these great games that are roughly about a year and a half or so old, and you're paying like $40 for them. That's where I feel like would be like the magic spot for them, and it would justify buying the console if you didn't own it. Like if I'm not a Nintendo fan, and those amazing games are like $40, I'm like, ooh, that's tempting. I might actually get it.
Could, yeah. But as it is now, I can't see myself getting a Switch. Their library isn't expansive enough for me to be like, yep, I'm gonna buy that.
It
Maybe
might be if it was backwards
U.
compatible.
If I didn't have a Wii U, I would consider it for sure.
Oh no! Please,
Mogamu,
I'm sorry. What did I do?
Every guest gets this. This is the guest treatment. I don't think this was a tradition for the guests when you were here last time.
I thought it was, but I might be wrong. It's been a while.
I actually deserve this, and Shy knows why, because I did a Shy dick butt on the stream early this week.
Oh, did you? Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
She probably would have done a Mogamu dick butt regardless. That probably
What happens when you play with fire?
Yeah, my dick nor my butt is that freckly though, Shy.
Thanks for the heads up on that. Thanks for letting us know.
Good to know.
Good information.
I mean, the what you should have said is, oh no, you need more freckles on that to really unsettle people. To be like, no, more freckly and more lumps. Oh, girl. Oh, no. And then you kind of turn the tide and it's like, ha, joke's on you, motherfucker. Because now you gotta live with that imagery for the rest of your life.
So the secret of the Mogamu tattoo on my left ass cheek has been leaked.
Yep. It looks like it just says Muamu. Oh, she's doing your name in your colors.
Oh, cool.
Oh, it's like chromatic.
Muamu butt.
Muamu butt.
Yeah, it looks like moo butt.
Oh boy.
Moo butt. Yeah.
I mean, if I had to choose between the left image and the right, I think the right will take more time.
Oh,
That's
all
what I'm
day.
thinking.
All day. That one on the right, Mogamu butt, is way, way more intricate, complicated, and really artsy. It's way more artsy than the one on the left. I mean, it's really making a political statement on just the dichotomy of humanity and religion and really just speaking to me on a different level.
Yeah.
And also dicks.
And also
dick butt. And also dick butt, yeah.
Very
You've been
well done.
immortalized. How do you feel?
I feel like my mailman still doesn't know that I'm a dick butt. In front of
Mailman,
460 people.
Next time your mailman comes like, man, that was a great dick butt, Mogamu. Really appreciate you being on the stream. So famous. Here's your mail. Look on the bright side.
Muamu butt. Muamu.
Look on the bright side. At least you're not immortalized as Shrek. Right?
Whoa, what?
Just scroll down on the stream. Just scroll down.
Oh no.
Scroll down. At least you're not immortalized as Shrek.
And apparently I am a cat riding donkey.
Or
With a whack medallion.
Or you're a donkey being ridden by a cat. You're not a cat
Oh,
riding
God.
donkey. You're the donkey that's being ridden by the cat. Right?
That sounds complicated and frightening.
Good job this isn't a prime time, otherwise that might be taken differently.
That's true. Does Shy have her hexagonal thing on her nail? Yes, she does. On her thumbnails.
Mm-hmm.
On her thumbnails. Yep, rip the Weck meme that no one uses anymore. Yep. It's okay to call it Shy. It's okay if you wanna call it, unless you want to do a sort of Q&A thing to just beat up some time. Which
She is drawing a cat because cat.
Is. Mogamu doesn't deserve to be here.
No, stop liking things I don't like.
I nearly spilled my entire water over my keyboard last night by kicking it. Oh, I thought that was going to be more amusing. That was going to be like, I nearly spilled all my water when Mogamu told that dad joke. No. Just turned out to be an accidental, I kicked my desk and spilled my water.
I mean, I could go farther with more jokes, but I won't with more dead jokes.
I know you really don't like how busy the body is for the Ash Tsukuyomi skin, but you gotta admit the fashion frame of Shy's when her videos are about preparing for PoE is good. I don't think Shy is actually using the Tsukuyomi skin. I think she's only using the helmet.
We are done, she says.
We are done.
Good
Thank you all
times.
so much for joining us on the stream. Anybody that followed, subscribed through Bitsatter, much appreciated. You guys are fantastic. You're amazing. You're awesome. We love you, despite what Shy says and despite how many times she flips you off. She's a lovely girl, and I love her a lot. So, Blaze, any final sellouts?
Not particularly this week, because, let's face it, very few people actually care who the fuck I am, but I would like to give a shout out to Rosalind, Psycho, Eagle, 3-Liner BK, and all of the other mod team for doing an awesome job as always. And obviously to you and Shy for allowing me to be here as usual, so thank you.
Yeah, mods fucking rocket. Also, we have Mogamu. Would you like to shill a little bit?
Oh, thanks for the second invite, and I really appreciate it. You guys are amazing. And I love you. I love you. I love you too. Okay.
But yeah. Don't forget, it's still September until the 18th. That's about as much shilling as I'm gonna do. And it's shilling for Shy. Feels that kind of rhymes. But anyway, so until the 18th, subs are half off. So consider using it for Shy or somebody. I don't know. But half off is kind of a good deal. Anyway. As usual, I'm not going to show for myself because I'm cut off Prime and this stream